Oi?
Are you awake, my lord?
Who are you? Have you come to finish me off?
Take it easy.
Não.
I won't harm you. I'm Henry.
I'm Jan. Sir Jan of Suchotlesky.
Who beat you up?
Humans.
Saúde.
5 of them against the 3 of us. I fled.
And what about the other 2?
Dead. The pain. Could you somehow make it go away?
Can I examine your wound?
Do what you can. I hope you can help.
How did this happen?
I was fleeing from those butchers. In my haste, I wasn't watching where I was going. I tripped over something. I landed on my back.
Oh.
Is anything besides your foot hurt?
My ribs too. It's as if a horse ran over me. Every word hurts.
Now for those ribs. You're not coughing up blood, are you?
God, no. I can breathe. It just hurts like hell.
Não perfurou
That's
nada.
good. Otherwise, you'd be in deep trouble. It looks like your bones and lungs are in good shape. Just a bit bruised. Where exactly does your foot hurt?
Mostly my ankle. And my toes. Feels like someone crushed them. With pincers.
Credo.
I'll have to take off your boot. I won't know anything until I do.
Very well. Just be careful.
Vai doer.
Thank God.
Não?
I barely
Ufa.
felt that.
Que bom.
Good work.
Just don't get your expectations up. This is just the beginning.
Vou olhar seus dedos, vou olhar seu tornozelo.
Show me your ankle. I'll feel it. You see, it's sprained. That explains the swelling and pain. One bad step, that's it.
Que dor.
Now, let's have a look at those toes.
Ow!
Well, it looks like you've dislocated 2 toes. I can tell just by looking. I'm not surprised it hurts. They're as swollen as if you've been standing barefoot in an anthill. Well, I don't think I've left anything out.
And can you do anything for me?
You've sprained your ankle, dislocated a few toes, and bruised your ribs.
But I'm still alive.
Well, that's the most important thing. The rest I can take care of. For those ribs, you'll need something for the pain, and some bandages to keep things in place. The toes will be worse. I'll have to set those bones back in place.
That's going to hurt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sim.
But I can get you something to give you courage. And then I can rub some healing ointment on it. You mustn't put any strain on your ankle. It needs to be tightly bandaged. A healing ointment wouldn't hurt either. That's all I can do.
Thanks. At least for your efforts.
We'll see if I diagnosed you properly.
Bem. Curativo, endireitar os dedos do pé, aplicar pomada nas articulações. Olá rapaziada, como é que vocês estão? Espero que sejam bem. Vamos aí a mais um episódio de Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 e neste episódio nós vamos para mais leva de missão secundária, até porque nós temos muitos casos de família para resolver. São 2 irmãos procurando seus respectivos e um deles a gente vai acabar indo para bem no núcleo do acampamento do Sigmund, que vai ser bem arriscado, mas a gente vai ter que fazer isso pelo pobre coitado. E falando em problemas de família, a gente também vai ter aí uma certa disputa por herança. E é claro, pra gente quebrar um pouquinho esse problema de família, tem um boato aí rolando sobre ossos de dragão, e quando várias mentes estão querendo por vários motivos diferentes, a gente vai acabar entrando numa bela de uma disputa por eles. Só que antes de mais nada, vamos ao nosso pequeno top padrão. Pega uma vez de petisco, chama os amigos e bora se divertir, mas antes deixa que já quer que esse coração se não for inscrito já, aproveita e se inscreve, bora lá.
I'll fix that ankle and those bruised ribs. Keep the bandages clean and change them once in a while. Got it, sir?
Very well. I'll try.
First, we need to straighten out those toes. The longer they stay dislocated, the worse they'll heal.
Will it hurt?
It won't be nice, but a little liquid courage will certainly help.
Good idea. Do you have anything?
Maybe I could find something.
Give it here.
Coragem líquida.
To your health.
Indeed. But I'll be glad if I can ever walk again.
Let's do it. Clench your teeth.
The pain vanished. It's gone. Or rather, it's almost gone.
You're welcome. It's a shame I don't have any healing ointment. That'd certainly help.
Peraí, eu não tenho pomada para as articulações.
I'll be back. Soon.
Holy Mary, you see all.
Tá, eu não tenho pomada para as articulações. Deixa eu dar uma olhada.
We'll see. This should help your ribs and ankle to heal. Give it some time, and you'll be as fit as a
Peguei
fiddle.
todas as poções que eu tinha. Qual que é? Linimento fraca. Eu peguei todas as poções que eu tinha no cavalo e todas as poções que eu tinha no baú e taquei aqui pra ver. É a de linimento.
Well, I've done as much as I can for you. The rest is up to God.
Don't be so modest. You've done more than any sawbones could. You have golden hands.
Muito
You
obrigado.
all right?
I suppose so. I need a bit more time to get back on my feet. But I definitely feel better. But I'd like to ask you a favor.
Do que se
What is it
trata?
you need?
Listen, are you familiar with this area?
I know it like the back of my hand.
Só que não.
Maybe even better.
Then you're my man. I need a messenger to act on my behalf in the King's military camp by Kuttenberg.
In Sigismund's camp. What's he got to do with it?
Let me explain. My older brother, the Knight Sir Peter of Suchotlesky, is being held captive in the camp. He's fallen into the clutches of a Hungarian baron. Laszlo Farkas is his name. I was supposed to go to the camp and negotiate the terms of his release.
So why do you want to send me there?
Because no one is going to harm an envoy, especially when coin is at stake. I'll no longer go anywhere without protection. Being ambushed once in a lifetime is enough, thanks.
I'd like to hear more details. Who am I supposed to go and see? Who is he?
A Hungarian baron. His name is Laszlo Farkas, but I know hardly anything about him, so you're going to have to ask about him in the camp.
What do you need me to negotiate for you?
The terms for a handover. What we need to do for them to release Peter. Try not to act like a ragamuffin or lout in front of Laszlo. When he sees that he's speaking to a man of distinction, perhaps he won't try to walk all over you.
And where should the handover take place?
It has to be on neutral ground, so neither party has an advantage. Remember that.
What should I know about Peter?
Sir Peter, Knight of Suchotlesky. He's several years older than I and fought in many great battles. He was always lucky, and nothing ever happened to him. But now, it looks as if fortune has abandoned him.
What does Peter look like?
He's as bold as an egg and has a scar on one cheek.
A souvenir from a battle?
Hardly. Once his horse was spooked and bolted through some bushes with him on the saddle. He nearly lost an eye, but fortunately, he only got that scar.
What if that Hungarian doesn't release Peter?
Farkas? He will. War costs money and captives have to be fed too. There's also the matter of honor.
What's so honourable in this?
On the battlefield, knights go up against other knights who are often very similar. Only they're carrying out the orders of different masters. They have to fight each other, that's clear. They can demonstrate to each other their honor and spare the lives of the defeated. Moreover, knights often have wealthy relatives who'll pay to have them freed. So, It pays to keep a knight alive and healthy after a defeat.
Aha. I understand.
Lógica básica. Posso
I
tentar.
can try.
God bless you. Here's a letter with the seal of the Lord of
Resgate.
Suchotlesky. Present it to Laszlo Farkash as proof that I sent you. Once you've arranged everything, come back here. I'll be waiting for you.
Você tá me zoando que a gente vai ter que ir lá pro acampamento do outro. Que horas são? Não, tá no meio do dia ainda. Beleza. Eu aluguei um quarto aqui. Pra sempre. Caraca, esse é o acampamento do cara.
Oi, you! Come here! Where do you think you're going?
Into the camp, of course.
Oh, aye. They can't wait to see you. Look here. No strangers are allowed in, so turn around and sod off back to the pile of dung you crawled out of.
I'm here on behalf of Sir Jan of Suchotlesky. I'm to meet with Laszlo Farkash.
Can you prove it?
Lord Suchotlesky gave me a document with his seal. That's proof enough.
All right, in you go. But no wandering about. Got that?
Ah, eu coloquei até um capacete. Acampamento de Sigmund. Mano, o acampamento do cara é do tamanho da cidade, praticamente.
Good day, sir.
I'm going to see Farkash. Do you know where I might find him?
I have no idea. But Chaplain Bohemil, or that foreign barber surgeon might know. Or Milada in the bathhouse. She knows everything. What can I do for you?
Tá, o que você tem de
What do you
negociação?
have for sale?
Escudo cumano. Caramba. Escudo húngaro. Bem, as minhas estão melhores. São de dragão. Meu cavalo. Caraca. E tem coisa também, coisa. Não, por enquanto eu não vou querer comprar nada não. Nada não. Deixa eu dar uma olhadinha. Tem que perguntar para Mlada, proprietária dos banhos do acampamento. E nós vamos ter ferreiro. Aqui tem... encontre Laszlo. Encontra o cavaleiro capturado. Peter...
Christ.
Caraca, é muita... É, eu vou ter que vir pra cá. Seguindo aqui, ó. É muita coisa. Terreiro, tem alguma coisa que...
Show me your wares.
Montante de guerra, montante largo, sabre. Martelo, massa comum. Ah, aquela arma de haste. Esporas húngara. Tem uns negócios aqui. Foco cumano, montante largo, chaca cumana. Nossa, mas eu não tenho grana o suficiente. Pelo menos um montante largo dá. Nossa, ganhei reputação. Really? Tem que continuar por aqui, aqui. Licença. Caraca, onde? Por aqui em algum canto. Quer ver que eu passei? Nossa, eu virei no lugar errado. Dragão. É especial, eu falo com você? Não. Caraca, que bagunça. Empregada do banho? Não, eu quero alguém. Dorothy, a meretriz dos banhos. Ela vai falar comigo. Mas é ela que eu tenho que falar mesmo? Ou não? É a única que tem nome. Não. Musa. O curandeiro é Noé Mlada. Proprietário da casa de banho. Empregada. Mano. Cadê a criatura? Ah, você tá aqui. Oi.
What can I do for you?
You certainly know about everything that goes on here in the camp, right?
Of course. The bathhouse is like a second confessional. But instead of prayers and fasting, our sinners can expect wine and wenches.
Nossa.
Do you know where I could find Farkash? I don't really know my way around here.
Do you mean Laszlo Farkash?
That's the one.
Oh, really? He's easy to find. His tent is right below the smithy. It's big and red, and it's always surrounded by a band of cumans.
I need to ask about a matter that's rather, delicate.
I hope it's nothing too vulgar.
No, nothing like that. But I'd appreciate if it stayed between the two of us. I need to know where they keep the prisoners here. I'm here to negotiate the release of a captured knight. But the whole thing seems fishy. I need to make sure the right man is being held captive here.
I understand, but I can't give you much advice. When I went to see the blacksmith with some herbs for back pain, I passed a tent with two men standing in front of it. Someone inside was groaning and moaning. I thought someone had dragged one of my girls in there. I wanted to go in and give him hell, but those two wouldn't let me in. They said it was none of my business and I should be on my merry way. I thought it was suspicious.
I'll be sure to go there.
Deu êxito. Caraca. Beleza. Um objetivo a menos. O capelão. Usa o curandeiro. Encontre Peter, o cavaleiro capturado. Encontre Laszlo Farkas. Eles devem estar por aqui em algum canto. Por que eu tô num lugar privado? Nossa, mas não tem nada aqui. Que isso?
Christ! Is that Peter? Oh, Jan's not gonna like this.
Eita preula. Porque eu quero ir nos opcionais, entendeu? Primeiro. Não quero fazer o 100% oficial. Eu quero falar com o pessoal opcional primeiro.
Always welcome here, noble sir.
Oi.
Greetings. What would you like?
What's a priest doing in a military camp?
Whatever he can, my son. Whatever he can.
Do you serve mass like other priests?
I serve mass and give blessings just like my brothers in churches and parishes. I can also officiate at marriages and administer last rites. I reckon you can guess which is more common here.
Do you care for the wounded? Priests and monks do that sometimes, don't they?
Nothing like that. We have blacksmiths and bathmaids for that here. And if something happens to the nobles, we have good surgeons. And then there's that learned foreigner. Bah!
Yes.
Who's the foreigner?
His name is Musa, and he says he comes ex-Africa. You can't miss him. He's as different from us as a man can be.
O
Does
quê?
something seem
Como
strange
assim?
about him to you?
That foreigner may understand medicine, but he worships a foreign god. He prays to him on the ground several times a day.
É um
He
muçulmano.
doesn't drink ale, only rarely eats meat, yet he can't keep his eyes off our women.
Do you take part in the fighting?
Vivere militare est. But no, I'm a chaplain, not a warrior. But no matter if you're a beggar or a lord, there's no way to escape the horrors. And in a place like this, it's easy for people to forget about God, or at least start to doubt.
Do you serve King Sigismund directly?
I serve our Lord, but the king sometimes calls on me for confession.
What could the king possibly have to confess?
You don't actually expect me to tell you that, do you? That's between me, the king, et Domine Noster.
I'm looking for Baron Laszlo Farkas. Could you help me?
Certainly, certainly. Farkas's tent is in the lower section of the camp. If you head down the hill from the smithy, you can't miss it. Oh, and one more thing. He always keeps a band of Cumans nearby. Be careful.
Thank you, Father. I will.
Outro opcional, no caso... Musa, o curandeiro. Remédio para pulgas e verrugas. Credo. Você.
Christ almighty. Are you alright, sir?
Here we go again.
It's just that you look-
Coitado.
Muscular, wise, wealthy.
I'm sorry, sir. I just wasn't expecting it. I didn't mean it badly.
I know very well what you meant. I have had this conversation at least 100 times.
Muito raro
Have you
nessa
never heard
época,
of
nesse
Prester
lugar.
John or the Christian kingdom of Axum?
Yes. Our parish priest talked about that.
Tell me then, how the people in those stories are described. Not exactly like you. Am I right?
But I thought that was just...
So you see, it is not. Musa of Mali is my name. Scholar, explorer, and physician. I run the camp infirmary.
my name is Henry, sir.
Welcome then, Henry. Do you need anything?
You said you're an explorer.
I did indeed. From Timbuktu, I went to Holy Mecca. from the Emirate of Granada to Venice, and from there to the court of Sultan Bayezid of the Osmans, until I ended up at the court of King Sigismund.
Where is this Mali, and what's it like?
Similar to your country, yet completely different. You mine silver, we gold. But in our country, it would never happen that we allow foreigners into our mines. Overall, it is safer in our country. Nobody will waylay you on your journey, and we treat women with greater respect and set great store by learning.
Well, it's not all that bad here, though, is it?
I admit that there are some things I envy you for, like what you can do with stone.
And how do you like Bohemia?
Do you want to hear the truth, or should I praise it to high heaven?
É verdade.
The truth. You don't need to spare my feelings.
Then, all I can say is that this muddy hill is about the only thing I have seen of your country, and that has not made much of an impression on me. But there is still time. Perhaps I will have the good fortune to see more beautiful sights.
What is Mecca like? I've heard people from all over the world go there.
Mainly followers of the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad. Praise be his name. But the journey is dangerous. I was robbed and arrived in the city as a pauper. Fortunately, I was helped by a couple of my compatriots. But even so, I did not spend long there. Let us say that I was foolish then, and foreign customs took me by surprise. I went to Cairo, where I learned geography and law, so that I would be better prepared the next time. But I never went back to Mecca.
Why not?
I would rather not talk about this, my friend. All I can say is that there are a few rich men and their beautiful wives who I do not want to meet again.
You were in Granada? Where is that?
Go west from here until you reach the sea, then south to a place called Peninsula Iberica. But I would not go there if I were you. The magnificent Alhambra Palace is forbidden to Christians like you. It is a pity in any case. Such a beautiful and rich country, yet bathed in so much blood.
Blood?
Yes. Sultan Mohammed must constantly repel attacks from the north. That is why I started studying physics, in fact. I wanted to make an impression on the Sultan because swords and cannons are not for me. Let others cut off heads. I can sew them back on again.
É, costurar a cabeça pode até costurar, mas ficar vivo, uma pessoa não vai ficar viva. Onde fica
Where is
Veneza?
Venice, in fact?
You do not know, my friend? Educate yourself a little. It is not far from here, on the other side of the Alps. Remember that learning is like a garden. If you do not tend it, it cannot bear fruit. Venice is an incredible city that floats on the sea, like a huge stone ship. People from all over the world go there to trade. I help them as a translator, especially for Christian envoys from Ethiopia on a pilgrimage to Rome. If only you could have seen their glorious arrival in the city. Their procession stretched from the port to the city center, and they had live leopards as a gift for the king of Venice. But I did not stay long. I, who was accustomed to the Sultan's court, being asked to live among sailors? Out of the question.
How did you come to be with the Osmans?
By complete chance. In Venice, I joined an expedition that was heading to India, but we were attacked by pirates. Fortunately, I was saved by Sultan Bayezid's warship, though it did not seem like good fortune at the time. You must understand that there are not many of my countrymen among the Osmans. The last time was probably in the days of Mansa Musa, but the Sultan soon found out that I had lived among Europeans, and I could talk to all the envoys who came to him, so I became useful.
So why didn't you stay there?
Because we were about to be overwhelmed by the Golden Horde, led by the butcher named Timur. I had quite enough of war in Granada, so when envoys from Hungary came to the Sultan, I managed to persuade them to take me away with them.
E o que você achou da
What's
corte?
Sigismund's court like?
I would also like to know that, my friend. but I am stuck here. One would think that the king would value physicians and sages who have traveled the world. But no, he did not even make me his personal physician. He prefers to trust your quacks and sent me here.
It's reckless to speak about Sigismund like that.
I do not think so, my friend, since it is unlikely you will ever get a chance to complain to him.
Não, sobre as viagens já foi. Porque você
Why
saiu
did
de
you
Mali.
leave your country of birth?
That is a very personal question, and we are not that well acquainted yet. Forgive me, but I would rather not talk about it. Not now, at least.
I'm going to see Laszlo Farkas. Do you know where I might find him?
Of course. You'll find his headquarters in a circle of human tents right below the smithy.
Thanks. That should be easy to find.
You're welcome. I don't want to stick my nose in it, but be careful.
A knight held captive here died recently. Peter of Suchotlesky. Do you know anything about that?
Ah, yes. He was in poor shape when they brought him in. But if they had let me treat him, I might have been able to save him.
What was wrong with him?
I only saw him very briefly, but it was obvious he was in bad shape. He was pale. His eyes were bloodshot. He was acting like he had been hit very hard on the head.
So it really was illness that killed him then?
Well, partly. But mostly it was negligence and disrespect for human life.
Did they forbid you from treating the prisoner?
No, not directly anyway. But let us say they made it very clear to me that the wounded from the king's army were the priority. And there is no shortage of them.
But there hasn't been a battle for some time.
Exactly. They are bored. So they get drunk and knock each other's teeth out or strain their backs in the baths.
Are you certain that knight could still be helped? Might treating him have been pointless?
Only Allah can cure the ill. I can lessen their pain, put them into a deep sleep or such. But who am I to decide whether or not the pain will return? Or if they will wake up from their sleep? I do have plenty of experience, though. And I think I can recognize who has a chance of surviving and who does not.
Thank you. I'm going now.
Na verdade, não, porque ainda tem umas falas ainda, né? Quando eu
I saw an
tornei.
arena in the camp. When will there be a tournament?
Firstly, I would not call it a tournament. Rather, mindless hacking. Not even a chogan is so terrible. And, to answer your question, there will not be any. The commanders wisely banned them.
Why did they ban the tourneys?
Because it went too far. Instead of matching skills, people settled scores with each other. They killed each other from rage and also from boredom.
Credo.
Since the tournament was banned, I have a lot less work with mending fractures.
What did you mean by mindless hacking? It's a tourney, isn't it?
Merely dumb violence for its own sake. It is not chivalrous like Herança.
What does that mean? Herança?
Herança, the skill set of an Arab warrior. Where I come from, every fighter must be able to ride a horse and take care of its injuries and illnesses. In addition, he should also be able to hold his own when fighting with a spear and a sword. And of course, excel in archery. And above all, he must not be a coward, but on the contrary, an honorable man.
Herança sounds to me like the chivalry of every good knight. Maybe with the exception of that horse medicine of yours.
Really?
But a good Christian knight should also know how to dance, play chess, and write poetry.
Very interesting. It is a pity. I have not met many like that. Those are all true wisdoms. Also in the name of Allah.
What's that chogan then?
A riding game. Very hard and dangerous. Two teams of riders with wooden mallets Try to get a leather ball into the opponent's goal. Whoever does so more times wins.
And what's so dangerous about that?
When the
Vencer
mallet lands
cavalo,
on
né?
your head, in any case, nothing teaches you how to ride a horse better than Shogun.
I'm new to the camp. Could you show me around? If you don't have too much work, that is.
Well, I suppose it will be all right if I am not here for a while. At least I can practice your language. You use some strange phrases, you know? But that does not matter now. Let us go. So, as you have no doubt realized, this is my infirmary. One part for operating on the wounded, another for the sick, my alchemist bench, a tub of water, nothing out of the ordinary. Come on, let us walk outside. I am sorry
bom
that
que
I
a gente
cannot
já
show you
aprende
more,
tudo já.
but I am sure you understand that there is not much to see. One is almost ashamed to call it an infirmary. Do you not think?
That's true. I thought King Sigismund would take better care of his wounded men.
Unfortunately for them, my friend, I suppose he has bigger problems than keeping his army healthy and fighting fit.
It's lucky he sent an expert like you here, though.
Was that praise or an insult? I cannot tell. I do not think it fortunate in any case. Someone with my knowledge, and all I do is treat diarrhea and broken bones?
Well, a camp like this is a waste of your abilities. An uneducated orderly could take care of the handful of sick people here.
And you would like to take over from me? I could find another job, though it is true that you do not seem to be any great sage. I suppose you do not know what a real infirmary should look like. But do not worry. There are more cheerful places in the camp. I am sure something will take your fancy. This part of the camp is mainly for humans. So if you are looking for one,
Eita.
he will be either here or near the bathhouse. We will take a look there too. Do not worry. Over there is the pen where they used to have tournaments. Until the captains banned them. But that is a long story. Speaking of the captains here, do you know who's in charge overall?
I know something about that. You have 3 captains now, don't you?
Exactly. I can see that you take an interest. The camp as a whole is run by Sir Grozav or Borumlaka. That is a village somewhere in Transylvania, as far as I know. He is an interesting man, I'm sure. But he has a lot of trouble with the camp. So he tends to be, as you say, grumpy. Then there are the humans who are commanded in battle by Cheritan. You will not meet him very often. He often has meetings with the king himself in Zedlets. He is not a very cheerful man, but he seems a fair-minded commander to me. And he is an outstanding archer, it seems.
I'm sorry.
How about you and archery, my friend?
Well, I don't want to boast, but I'm a pretty good archer. I would happily take on your Chertan.
Really? That sounds like a spectacle that I would perhaps even pay to watch. Perhaps.
Mal
Although I
menos.
successfully avoid weapons, I have to admit that archery is not just a skill. It is an art. Well, there is enough of that. What were we talking about?
You were telling me about the commanders here.
Ah, yes. The camp captains. As I said, Sir Grozav commands the camp. Chertan commands in battle. And the third one joined us a few weeks ago. Dietrich Katz, with his Prague artillery regiment. It is a pity you will not be staying for longer. Dietrich is good to talk to, if he is not drinking too much. And over there is our bathhouse. It is not a sight for sore eyes, my friend. I mean, the women, of course. Not this filthy place. A man should keep reminding himself that zina, what you call fornication, is a shameful deed, opening a road to other evils. By the way, what about you and women, my friend?
Well, there's one here I think about. But I'd rather not talk about that.
Why? Are you afraid that I will steal her from you?
No, it's not that, but... Well, I'm still not sure if she likes me as much as I like her.
I am sure she does. You will see. That is the way of the world. Our Lord Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, creates us in pairs and grants us love in our hearts, so that we may love another.
So are you married, sir? Since you say how wonderful it is.
No, not yet. What woman would want to spend her life traveling with me? But being single does not permit sinning with any girl who takes your fancy. Remember that. Fortunately, a man can help himself in his hour of need. At least if he thereby prevents a worse sin. By the way, your chosen one. Is she pretty?
So beautiful you can't help but stare.
All the more reason to marry her before someone else does. So, in this part of the camp, you see the tents of various mercenaries from Germany, Poland, Hungary. In short, everyone who came to fill their pockets. You can have items repaired by the smith, and if you're hungry, the kitchen is over there. The food will please you more than me, I think. Treating meat in that way. I simply cannot eat it. Do you know where the food is truly great? In Granada. So much fruit, sweet pastries, fish. In one banquet, the cooks use more spices than your entire country in a year.
You've been to Granada?
In the court of Sultan Muhammad VII himself. That is where I became a physician. That was when Granada was attacked by Martin Yanez de la Barbuda. And I did not want to die in some battle. So I found a safer way to be useful. You know, I have done a lot of traveling, my friend. From Timbuktu to Mecca. And from Granada to Venice. And now, here. But nowhere has the food been worse than here.
I'd like to try some foreign delicacy.
That will be difficult. The local inns serve nothing but porridge and old bread. But maybe you will see the world one day and find out that there are more flavors than just salt and honey. But your country is beautiful, all the same. And up here is where Katz's company of Parge artillerymen are billeted. To the great displeasure of everyone else in the camp, I must say. You can see why. It is the best spot, right next to the captains. And when it rains, all the filth runs downhill to the Cumans and mercenaries areas. Here is the pillory. May Allah, the compassionate, ensure you never end up in it. And if you go around the hill, you will come to the camp shooting range. I recommend visiting it. The Cumans must be born with a bow in their hands. But I will not escort you that far, my friend. I do not like to leave the infirmary unattended for long. Alaka Anben.
Muito obrigado pelo passeio. Já deu pra dar uma bela de uma olhada em todo o acampamento. É, eu acho que essa zona aqui dentro não vai dar pra gente ir. Porque acho que essa zona aqui, ó, aqui é onde o cara fica, entendeu? Então, pelo que eu vi, aqui até que dá pra gente vir. Entendeu? Tem campo de tiro, tem mestre de tiro. Dá pra gente dar umas bisoiadas aqui nos bagulho.
I'm looking for Baron Laszlo Farkas.
He near Shator tent.
Which tent belongs to Laszlo?
Big one. In front there is guard.
What does Laszlo look like?
Vörös és fekete.
Uh-huh. And what would that mean?
É meio
Vörös
difícil.
like blood és fekete like night.
Ah, colors. So he's wearing red and black?
Igen.
Igen.
Thanks.
Muito obrigado.
That'll do.
Ah, é você. É aqui do lado. Eu tive que passar um pouco a noite aqui do lado porque, como fala, eu não tava encontrando.
Sir Laszlo Farkas?
Yes?
I'm here on behalf of Sir Jan of Suchotlesky. My task is to negotiate with you the terms for the release of his brother, Knight Peter.
Really?
He gave me a letter with his seal. Here.
Huh. Very well.
Eu sei a verdade sobre
I
Peter.
know what happened to the captive. I saw the body.
Bichaba.
All right. You have seen through my ruse.
And I also know you intentionally let Peter die. Your barber confirmed to me he still could have been saved.
That is not important anymore, is it? We have one half-decent barber surgeon here for the whole camp. Do you think we would let him treat a prisoner?
Very well. What should I tell Jan?
What would you like to tell him?
The truth, obviously.
Fine, as you wish. I assume Jan will at least want a proper burial for his brother. He came for his brother, and his brother he shall get.
Very well. So, we'll negotiate?
Excellent. I was beginning to think you only wanted to waste my time.
Let's discuss the ransom.
I see no reason to discuss such a matter with a messenger boy.
Then what am I supposed to tell Jan?
Tell him that he should bring all the resources he has available to the handover. I shall negotiate the exact price with him in person.
Where will the handover take place?
Right here. I will get him ready to be transported the moment you leave.
Out of the question. Jan insists the handover takes place outside your camp. On neutral ground.
So be it. What about by that mill on the hill between Miskovitz and Horschen?
That sounds good. How will we message each other about the meeting time?
Send the groom from the tavern by the oak. The men know him, and they will let me know.
That should be just about everything.
Yes, it should be. Return to your master. I do not need to be held up any longer.
Tá bom. Cara simpático, né?
At your...
Oi, você já tá andando.
I bear news from Sigismund's camp.
I was beginning to worry. Speak. Did you see Peter?
I'm very sorry, but I discovered that Peter is dead.
Peter is... I can't believe it.
I'm afraid it's true. I saw his body, but I had to find him myself. Laszlo didn't tell me a word.
He killed him. That son of a whore killed Peter.
No one killed Peter. Well, not outright, anyway.
What? What the hell do you mean?
Peter fell ill while being held prisoner. Farkas wouldn't let the camp surgeon treat him, and there was no one else who could help him.
So he let him die slowly, like an animal. That mangy, lying, Hungarian swine. He mustn't get away with it.
What do you want to do?
Get revenge. Avenge Peter. Will you help me?
I've sent a few men like him to hell already. Laszlo won't be an exception.
Thank you. I'll never forget this, but we'll need more men for the job. Many more.
Conheço
I
alguém
think
que
I
pode
know someone
ajudar?
who could give us a hand.
Who?
O Bianca, o Garanhão, Gotlik e Michek. Os espadachins de Menhard.
Kubienka and Ada would definitely help me.
What kind of men are they?
I can assure you, they're both skilled with weapons, and they never run from a fight.
In that case, I have no objections. Can you think of anyone else?
Não. Não. Eita. Eita.
This would be perfect for Kozlik and Mikesh. The scrapes those two have survived are almost unbelievable.
Will they want something for their help?
Probably not. They won't ask many questions, and they'll gladly smash in any heads you point at.
Excellent. But we still need more men.
I know some people from the Kuttenberg sword fighting brotherhood.
How well do you know them?
I probably know Master Menhard and his apprentice Arn the best.
That doesn't sound bad. We could make good use of a master swordsman.
Well, I can't think of anyone else at the moment. But maybe someone will occur to me.
All right. Go now. I'll wait here for you.
Beleza, encontre reforços. A gente vai ter que recrutar os reforços. A gente vai ter que recrutar os reforços para dar um jeito nesse capitão. Então vamos lá, primeiro reforço. Caraca, que missão. Eu já fiquei tenso que a gente tava lá naquele acampamento. Mas eu acho que vai dar pra voltar naquele acampamento, não sei. Me pareceu que tinha mais coisa que dava pra fazer lá. Mas o importante é que a gente consiga pedir pro pessoal, né? Dar um pulinho.
Good day, sir.
I've got a job for you.
Do you think we've got nothing to do all day? What's it about, anyway?
I found myself in a sticky situation. And I could use a few tough men like you.
Drop the flattery. And tell me straight up, what do you want us to do? Most importantly, what will we get out of it?
An acquaintance of mine has got into a conflict with a Hungarian baron. And I want to help him. If we save his arse, I'm certain he'll pay us well.
Well now, is that so? In that case, you can count on us. The enemy of our friend is our... Oh, how does it go? Well, in a nutshell, them Hungarians are a bunch of fuckers. Well, good sir.
Tá bom. Misha e Cosmo já foram. Caraca, tá difícil, hein? Onde é que eles estão? Ah, o Bianca e o Garanhão estão lá em cima. Eu acho que tem a ver com missões que a gente já fez até agora, entendeu? Dá pra, dependendo do pessoal, dá pra gente... Oi, caramba. Dá pra gente recrutar eles.
Listen, I want to ask you and Ada a favor.
Really? Let's hear it then.
I'm in a sticky situation, and I need a few men in case things get out of hand.
Could you go into a little detail?
A slimy Hungarian baron is trying to fleece a young Czech nobleman out of money, and he's looking for men to stop the Hungarian bastard. So you sprang to mind.
And this young lord, he will pay us?
If we save his neck, he better damn well.
Say no more. Whose faces are we going to be smashing?
Well, maybe it won't be necessary in the end. But if the going gets tough, there can be no hesitation. Is that clear?
Clear as day. So where will this little dance be happening?
Wait for us by the mill on top of the hill between Horshan and Miskovitz.
Your wish is my command. I'll get Adder and we'll head out immediately.
Aê! Pô, tio, eu preciso de ajuda.
Was darf's heute Morgen sein?
I've come to ask for your help.
Sprich, Heinrich. What do you need?
I'm in a bit of a fix, and I could use some armed assistance.
Schwierigkeiten? That sounds serious. But leider, I have no one to send with you. Vielleicht nur Arne. Would Arne suffice? Ist ein guter Kerl. He will help you.
I'd be glad for even one man. Thank you.
Rede mit ihm. So he knows what he has to do.
Peço ajuda a Arne. Cadê o Arne? Tá aqui, né? Ele tá aqui.
Herzlich willkommen. Mein Herr, what do you need?
Menhard has sent me to see you.
Wieso denn? Men had something once?
No, I'm the one who needs something, and Menhar told me you're the man for the job.
Uh-huh. Was ist los?
I got into a bit of a mess, and I'm afraid I might end up losing my head. So I'm looking for a few men who are handy with swords, and aren't afraid of cumins.
Die Kumanen? Verdammte Diebesratten. Rely on me, Heinrich. Where to meet?
Go from Horshan towards Miskowitz. Look for a hill with a mill on top. That's where we'll meet.
Verstanden. I will be there. And one more thing. I do not like to ask so directly, but...
Don't worry. If things go our way, there'll be something in it for you.
Sehr schön. In that case, you can count on me.
Thanks.
Viel Erfolg, Heinrich.
Dando tudo certo, vai dar tudo certo. Oi. Consegui reforços.
I've arranged reinforcements. They're tough fellas, and I'm sure you'll be satisfied.
Excellent. I'll breathe easier meeting Laszlo knowing that.
Can we leave now to meet with Laszlo for the handover?
We can, if you're ready.
So, let's go.
Eu acho que pode ter mais gente.
I'll take care of it. Then we'll leave straight away.
Entendeu? Mas eu acho que já tá bom já de gente. Eita, prela.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Lord Suchotlesky.
Spare me the formalities, Farkash. We know the truth.
And you spare me your temper tantrums. They might have worked on your mother, but we are all grown-ups here.
I won't be intimidated anymore, especially not by some Hungarian butcher. If you have even a slither of honor, you'll give me my brother's body and his equipment without delay. If you don't cause any problems, I might give you a part of the original ransom. Dare to object, and you won't see a single groschen.
I thought I was ready for anything, but I never would have imagined this. Serian, my patience has run out. Either you will pay the ransom in full, or you will join your brother.
Come on then, you horsens! If you think I'm afraid, you're gravely mistaken. If we survive this, there's a reward in it for you.
Wait, Henry? That is your name, right?
Don't listen to him.
I have nothing against you, and I see no reason to kill you. But if you protect that
seis do
wretch,
outro lado.
I will have no other choice. Join me, and you will live.
He's just playing us.
São 7 do outro lado.
He's had it.
Must have taken a serious blow. What? Is this the end?
Não, não é o final não, meu filho. Levanta. Levanta que vai ter pra todo mundo.
I have the feeling I can now hang up my hat as a messenger.
Yes. We should head home.
I know things didn't turn out the way you wanted, but I held up my end of the bargain.
That's true. It would be dishonorable of me to deny you all of your reward. Here, you've earned it. But something else occurred to me. I'd like to give you my brother's sword. Peter was carrying it when they caught him. If Farkash didn't steal it, it should still be on the cart. Carry it with honor befitting a knight. It's a mighty weapon.
I'll do my best. I wouldn't want to dishonor Peter.
I've only known you a short time, but I believe you wouldn't.
Thank you for your faith in me, sir.
One more thing. Or actually, two more things. Besides a sword, Peter also had a cuirass and a shield, emblazoned with the Suchotlesky coat of arms. They're heirlooms. and they're very valuable to us, especially now that Peter's dead. Please, don't take them. I'll bring them home to remember him by. Well, I no longer have any business here. I should return home and give Peter the funeral he deserves.
I'm sorry it ended this way.
Me too. I don't even want to think about how I'll tell Father. Peter was his firstborn son, his pride and joy, his successor, and on top of it all, a knight.
Well, what you just did was also befitting of a knight.
It was mostly your work.
Oh, come now. You defended the truth and the honor of your family and your brother. Your father can be proud.
If you think so. I'll be going now. It was a pleasure to meet you, Henry.
Godspeed, Sir Jan. Have a safe journey.
Tenha uma ótima jornada. Ah, essa é a espada. Essa a gente pode pegar. O resto ele quer que a gente não pegue. Né? 144 de força. Gostei. É daorinha. Você é um outro Jan dos 1000 Jans que tem por aqui. Inclusive um que a gente acabou de conhecer. Mas você tem um ícone de quest bem aqui. Até porque agora que eu já fiz essa quest aqui, eu dei uma olhada aqui. Esse daqui já vai para a missão principal. Então eu já vou ver essas quests já junto com a missão principal aqui. Essa daqui, aqui é aquele minerador. E ele não me dá quest nenhum, não dá nem pra falar com ele. Eu não sei porque que tá com ícone, entendeu? Sendo que a gente já fez as quests dele. E aqui é o Menhart, que não dá pra fazer nada com ele, a não ser o torneio, entendeu? Quando tem. Aí em Sarakut não tem mais nada. Aqui continua bugado a carroça. Tem essa criatura aqui bem longe. E depois eu vou dar uma olhadinha, até porque eu tenho que pegar esse TP também. E aí eu resolvi fazer o seguinte, já que a gente já pegou aqui, então eu resolvi vir aqui para Bailane. A gente vai fazer essas missões. Vamos fazer essa missão de... sei lá como chama isso daqui. E aí a gente vai ver essa missão. E aí vamos subir. Tem uma missão aqui em Minas, tem uma missão em Horsham. Não tem mais nenhuma missão aqui. Depois eu quero dar uma olhada aqui em Soul. E vamos dar uma olhada em o Aisoka. Depois eu vou vir pra cá. Entendeu? Aí uma vez que eu vim pra cá, eu vou vir ver se a gente acha alguma coisa aqui. E aí, completando toda essa volta de missões, a gente vai pra missão principal. Mas eu tô vindo aqui em Bilani. Sei lá como pronuncia isso, mas você precisa de ajuda com alguma coisa?
Indeed I am. I'm looking for men for a military expedition. I am Sir Jan Posey of Zimburg.
Pleased to meet you, sir.
Who are you, anyway? Whose service are you in?
My name is Henry. And you could say I'm in the service of Sir Radzik Cobbler of Skalitz.
Great. I see you're kitted out pretty well, all right. Have you ever been in battle with that lord of yours, Henry of Skalitz?
I have. Minor skirmishes, big battles, and not just with my liege lord.
Good. If you can keep your wits in battle, I could use your help. Have you faced humans?
Mm-hmm.
Turks?
No.
Don't they frighten you?
No.
I've faced the Cumans. Those Hungarian mercenaries torched our village and killed my parents.
My condolences. But your experience with fighting the Cumans will come in handy. I'm on the trail of a band of Cumans who captured my brother. And I need someone who'll watch my back in combat.
Your colors, sir. Battlements, silver and red. I don't think I've ever seen that crest. Are you from far away?
Moravia. I'm the heir to... that is... I'm the Lord of Engelsberg Castle.
The heir or the lord, sir?
Lord, now. My father died recently. But let's not waste time on niceties and family history. Time is pressing, and my brother is in captivity.
How was your brother captured?
We were ambushed by this band of Cuman cutthroats in the woods near Kuttenberg. They killed my men and took Miroslav captive.
How come they didn't kill him too?
Well, they're not stupid. They knew he was a knight and they could ransom him. Or worse again, sell him into slavery.
What brought you and your company to the Kuttenberg region?
We were riding to Sedlets.
What's so important in Sedlets that you'd ride all that way?
We were transporting a valuable cargo.
What was it?
That's a family matter that I can't disclose to you. Certainly not until you promise to help me rescue Miroslav.
Sim.
Is anyone else gonna ride with us?
No one. It will just be the two of us, if you accept my offer. I asked the Lord of
trabalha
Brisek
com
for help,
menos.
but it seems the Bohemian
Yugoslav.
lords are shitting their brays and afraid to set foot outside their walls, as long as Sigismund is camping there.
So you want us to track down and defeat a Cuman band? Just the two of us?
Are you afraid? They sneaked up on us. Otherwise, we'd have driven them off. They won't be expecting a counterattack so soon, and we'll have the element of surprise.
It sounds pretty hazardous. How do you want to handle it?
Well, here's the plan. We'll go back to the place where the Cumans ambushed us, follow their tracks, and catch up with them. Once we find them, we'll free Miroslav and take revenge. Can I count on you?
All right, Sir Jan. I'll help you.
Excellent. I was starting to think I'd never find anyone in this kingdom with a grain of courage, but I need you to obey my commands to the letter.
Tá
This is a
bom.
matter of life and death.
I understand, sir.
Ok,
Follow me,
vamos
Henry.
lá.
Mount up and ride with me. The place where we were ambushed
Bellatores.
isn't far.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
It isn't far.
Vamos lá, mais uma seguição de cavalo. Licença, tio, licença.
People walk here too.
Tell me, Henry, where are you from?
From Skalitz, sir.
Ah, drop the sir. You're riding into battle with me. So call me Posey. From Skalitz, you say? Where's that?
It's not far from Sasau. They mine the king's silver there. Well, they used to. The place was torched and pillaged by Sigismund's army. And it's been abandoned.
Right. You mentioned that. Well, all glory to your family to the end of time. Today we shall avenge them. That I promise you.
Sir, Posey,
Nossa.
where are you from?
My father, Albrecht, ruled Engelsberg in Moravia. But our family is originally from these parts. Our house was founded by Miroslav of Zimburg. He built Zimburg Castle near to Kuttenberg and also founded Sedlets Monastery.
So you're a local?
Yes and no. Our family is from here. We've lived in Moravia for several generations. Enough talk. We'd do better to quicken our pace. Dig your spurs in and stick close to me.
Aê. Aperta o cerco. Eles podiam ter deixado em português. Em vez de ramalhete, devia ter deixado de pose. Onde é que nós estamos indo? Meio da floresta.
There. That's where they ambushed us. Well, well. I see the scavengers are gathering. Follow me, Henry. Halt, you
Ali.
thieves! Don't
Eita,
move a
preula.
finger, or we'll kill you all.
Vamos lá, resolva a situação com os saqueadores. Caramba, tio. Pô, a armadura dele é mó bonita.
Who speaks for you?
I do. Who are you?
I am Sir Jan Posey of Zimburg. And these are my men here, who you are robbing and desecrating.
Your man?
Stop stammering and introduce yourself to your lord, you beast.
Mercy, sir. My name is Wojtek. We never did nothing to no one.
Did nothing? Robbing the dead is a crime. And since these are my men, I have every right to sentence you all to death for that crime.
Sir, we didn't take nothing valuable. We was just looking for some food or some little thing we could swap for a bite to eat. These are evil times, and my wife and kids ain't got a morsel to eat. Be merciful. Sir, please, don't let him kill us. I beg you.
Posey, wait.
Vamos tentar...
Hey, wait! Surely you're not going to kill them?
Have mercy, good sirs. We didn't take nothing of value.
Don't side with those bastards, Henry. We can't let this go unpunished. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't execute them on the spot.
É uma oportunidade. Um cavaleiro deve defender o povo. Se os matar, não vou ajudar você. Uma
Look on it as an
oportunidade.
opportunity. If you let them go, they'll spread the word that Sir Jan Posey almost executed them for looting. And anyone who hears about it will think twice before trying anything similar. They'll be talking about your justice and mercy throughout the land. Whereas, if you kill them, no one will know about it.
Well, you rabble. You're fortunate that Henry here speaks wisely. You're on your way. And remember what happened here, and that you owe your lives to Henry of Skalitz.
Thank you, sirs. We'll never do nothing like this again. I swear.
Go. Flee while you can.
É bom só terem levado comida mesmo.
It's pretty clear from the tracks which way that band set out. But I'd still like to have a quick look around here.
Why? What are we looking for?
There was a priest traveling with us, Father Stephen. I need to know whether they got him or not. Search the bodies on the road. I'll have a look around the cart. If you find him, come and let me know. He has something on him that's valuable to me.
Can I ask you something first?
You're all right, but spit it out quick.
How come you had a priest traveling with you?
He was an emissary from Sadlet's monastery. We needed him when Father died.
So you were escorting him back?
More or less. No more questions now, Henry. Time is wasting.
How did they ambush you?
It was dusk. But we wanted to stop off at Kuttenberg for the night. Those whoresons must have been following us for some time, waiting for an opportunity. They rained arrows on us from the woods and then charged us. Before we had time to muster, it was all over.
How did you survive the ambush?
When it started, my mare took fright and carried me away from the battle. That damned beast saved my life. By the time I got her under control, those swine had already hauled off Miroslav and half of our cargo. I chased after them, but they lost me in the woods.
Shouldn't we bury those bodies? We can't just leave them lying here.
Unfortunately, we don't have time for that. May God forgive us.
That's all.
I thought you'd never stop asking questions. We've no time for chatting here.
All right.
Tá bom.
I'll check all the bodies and see if I can find that priest.
Meio esquisito.
Good. And Henry, if you happen across anything that you might find useful, go ahead and take it. You have my permission. You should go into battle properly equipped. And anyway, someone will loot everything before I can send anyone here. The fellas had halberds. If you find one, it'll surely come in handy for keeping those bastards at a safe distance.
No doubt you're right. I'll see if I can find anything useful then. Right. I'll get to work then.
Esse cara é meio esquisito. Adaga. Flecha rudimentar. Flecha sempre é útil. Bacinete aberto. Eu já tenho um bacinete bom já. Qual a dificuldade? Caramba, tem muita flecha. Okay.
This must be that priest. Dead and robbed. Whoever did this has no scruples.
I found that priest. He's dead.
Lord have mercy. Did he have anything on him? A small chest?
No, I didn't find anything like that. They must have stolen it.
Yeah, that's all we fucking need. Well, there's nothing to be done about it. I'll deal with it later. Now we have to save Miroslav. The Cuman's tracks lead towards the woods. It shouldn't be hard to track them, but we can't do it on horseback. We'll leave the horses here and go on foot. Stay on my heels and be prepared for anything.
Let's go then.
After me.
Tá bom.
This way. The tracks lead this way. Stick close, Henry.
Eu não preciso fazer nada, é só seguir. Melhor funcionalidade.
Definitely more than 5 of them. Look, Henry. There's some girl there. Let's go to her.
Good day. Are you looking for something? I don't have...
Word with you.
What? Who are you, sir? What do you want of me?
Have no fear, lass. I am Sir Jan Posey of Zimburg. How are you called?
Fiolka, sir.
Well, Fiolka, we're on the trail of an armed band of bloodthirsty Hungarian mercenaries. Have you seen them? They carry curved swords and have strange clothes.
Curved swords? Mother of mercy? I haven't seen them, but but demons like that must be hiding in them creepy ruins on the hill.
What ruins?
Ma forbade me to go there. Wait, sir, did you say you're from Zimburg?
I did.
But then you must know it. That's what those ruins are called. Zimburg. Ma told me there used to be some great knight living there. Was that your papa?
What? Those bastards are holed up in our abandoned castle.
Well, they're definitely not at our mill.
Fuck! I'll show them. Oh, run along home, Petal. It's not safe here. Henry, follow me.
God be with you,
I'll
Sir.
slay them all.
Calma aí, meu filho. A gente não sabe quantos eles são.
Hiding out in our ancestral home. Those bastards.
Muito afobado. Calma.
We're on.
Eu tô achando que eu vou mudar pro... Eu vou mudar pra cá. Pra esse daqui.
Your heels, fuckers. You'll be sorry. Fuck. This is it. They must be hiding here. Quietly. They're really hiding in the ruins of our castle. Kurva. I'll hack the lot of them to pieces. Come on. Let's try to get closer. Carefully. We don't know yet how to deal with them. Henry! Listen, here's how we'll go about it. There's more of them, but we have the element of surprise. We barge in and get right in the middle of them. They've got archers, but that way, their bows won't be worth a damn. We'll kill as many as we can before they get their wits together. But it'll still be tough. You have to watch everything around you, not give anyone a chance to get behind you. If they pile up on you, don't stop. They'll get in each other's way, and that'll be our opportunity. A quick attack and then fall back. No fancy stuff, all right? I'll keep them busy, and you take them out with the halberd.
What about your brother, though?
I haven't seen him. He must be hidden somewhere in the ruins. We'll cut those fuckers down and free him.
Deveríamos atacar à
I
noite.
think we'd have a better chance if we attacked at night.
And leave Miroslav there to rot in captivity? Fuck that. Let's attack now.
You said your brother was taken for ransom, right? They won't harm him. Otherwise, they wouldn't get paid. If your brother is half the knight you are, he'll hold out, and we will catch them off guard.
Have it your way, then. We'll hide and wait till dusk. Well, it doesn't get any darker than this. Remember what I said, and let's go. Are you ready?
O ataque. Se bem que
A frontal attack is really Japanese. We ought to go about it more cunningly.
Oh, for Christ's sake. You've already made me wait till dusk, and now you're having ideas? What did you have in mind?
I'll sneak in and find Miroslav, free him, and give him a weapon. Then there'll be 3 of us against them.
Having Miro at our side would be a big advantage, but it wouldn't be easy. And if you fuck up, you'll be left completely alone in the midst of those cutthroats. I can run to your aid, but whether I can be fast enough... Are you sure you can manage a thing like that? We can still attack together. Splitting up against superior numbers is no more clever than a quick charge.
I'll manage it. I'll do it my way.
All right, Henry. I'll take your word for it. I'll keep my head down here and wait until the fight starts. Then I'll charge in and help. Here, take my sidearm. Give it to Miroslav when you find him.
All right.
Be prepared.
God go with you.
Beleza, então vamos lá. Vamos às coisas noturnas.
Stay.
Bem, você fica. Levar o corpo aqui pra longe. Isso, fica rolando mesmo. Vai lá pro infinito rolar. Meu Deus. Ixi.
Mir Fenne.
Soltar aqui. Ixi, mais um vindo. Ainda bem que eu tirei o corpo.
Miofen.
Um sabre comum, flecha, roupa, sempre. E Groshen. Bem, eu já consegui uma parte. Então vamos lá, eu quero fazer 100%. Ai! %100 stealth.
Fene. Ki volt az? Megint.
Porquinho, 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 porquinho. Porquinho, porquinho. Basicamente estamos tentando comer pelas beiradas. Arco ornamentado. Caramba, a chuva vai, volta, vai, volta. O problema é aquele cara ali. Tem um dormindo ali e tem aquele ali. E eu, como fala? Eu não sei se eu consigo pegar e dar um jeito no... Como fala? Tem dois dormindo um do lado do outro, então vai ser muito difícil a gente conseguir... abater esses dois que estão dormindo um do lado do outro. Eu disse que não ia dar muito certo. Mas pelo menos a gente... Nossa, só isso? Eu já tinha limpado bastante então. Ah, esse último não ia dar muito não. Porque eu tava com um que sempre olhava pra frente. Eu não tinha espaço, entendeu? Pera aí, pera aí. Bom. Esse outro tava... Ah, ele tem as chaves. É porque assim, eu só tinha esses dois que estavam do lado, que tava na cara que ia dar merda, entendeu? Eu tinha... Putz, vou ter que me desfazer de alguma coisa. Não, eu tenho... Como fala? Eu tenho o cavalo. Calma aí. Aí eu tinha um aqui que tava muito perto desse cara e esse cara ficava olhando assim, ó. Tava olhando assim. Aí não dava pra eu botar pedra. Então eu tive que... Eu tive que partir pra cima.
Miroslav of Zimburg?
What? Who are you? What's all the noise outside? A battle?
The battle's over. My name's Henry. I came with your brother to rescue you.
Posey's alive?
A little bloody, but alive, yes.
Where is he?
Outside.
Thanks, Henry. Let's go and see him then.
Muro! Muro! Christ. This whole castle's falling to pieces and this fucking thing's solid as a rock. Muro!
You fellas took your sweet time.
There you are, you ungrateful son of a bitch.
Que sério?
Been tugging your bone too much?
I'm still strong enough to get you on your back.
É sério? Guerrinha de mão. Guerrinha de mão agora.
Good old Zimburg. Home sweet home, eh?
It's a bit ironic you saving my neck right here, eh? Poetic almost.
Nice fucking poem. Nice work, Henry. I couldn't have managed it without you.
I'm grateful to both of you, seriously. But what the fuck took you so long?
I went to Suchotlesky after the ambush to recruit some men to help.
Well, you didn't find many. They wanted coin, huh?
Ha! Not even for coin. All I found was a bunch of chicken shits hiding behind the walls. Not one pair of balls among them.
What about Henry here?
Henry's not a local, fortunately.
Where are you from, Henry?
From Skalitz, sir.
Sir, my ass. Call him Tugbone like everyone else.
Tugbone?
It's a long story. I'll tell you another time.
A story he doesn't like to hear.
Yeah, about as much as you love telling it.
True. Never mind, Henry. Tell us instead how you learned to handle a weapon so well. That was fucking lovely. You should have seen us, brother. We were like two angels with flaming swords.
Caraca.
Seriously,
Menos.
Henry, where did you learn to fight? Posey doesn't praise anyone's swordsmanship without a good reason. I'm sorry I missed it.
Capitão Bernard.
I've had a few teachers, and a lot of practice, too. But it was the rat-eye captain, Sir Bernard of Oleschnitz, who taught me the most.
I don't know him.
Nor I.
He's an excellent swordsman, and a tough teacher.
Tough teachers make tough warriors.
So, what are you two gonna do now it's all over?
Over? We've barely started, Henry. Miro, please tell me you know where they took it.
I don't know where, but I know who. When we arrived, the band split up. The leader is a big cunt called Sharkan who speaks a bit of our language. He questioned me, but I told him to go fuck himself, and he gave up on it.
So it seems we still have some bloody work ahead of us. But first, we must reward Henry here. Here. You've earned this fair and square.
Thanks.
If you want to earn a bit more, stop by in a few days. Armed and ready for action.
Tem mais missão então com
Meanwhile,
ele.
we'll camp here. Then go back to bury our men and find out where the rest of those whoresons are hiding.
What did they steal from you that was so important?
Oh, sorry, Henry, but I can't answer that. It's a question of honor.
He helped us, though, didn't he, Posey?
Be quiet. If anyone finds out, we're fucked. It's bad enough that our own mother is refusing to hand over our inheritance. Or have you forgotten why we're here?
No, I haven't.
I thought so. Sorry, Henry, but it's really not possible. Once we find our stuff, everything will be clear. But right now, it would do more harm than good.
So this is your family seat? It looks a bit, neglected.
Well, it's been abandoned for ages.
Our clan has a certain tradition of, becoming impoverished.
Ah, bollocks. Just because we weren't born with a golden tit in our gobs doesn't mean we have to die like beggars. Our ancestors had to abandon Zimburg, but our fortunes turned. we've got another Zimburg castle in Moravia.
Which we had to abandon too, brother.
Aye, for now. And now, the Zimburgs have their seat in Engelsberg.
But we had to leave there when our own uncle denied us father's inheritance.
We'll get it back, though.
Actually, I'd be interested to know why they call you Tugbone.
Here we go.
Oh, come on. It's a long story. We don't have time for it.
Oh, go on, brother. Tell it.
I won't. You'll just start laughing like the village idiot again.
I won't, I swear. On my word.
Bollocks. I don't believe you. Sorry, Henry.
Oh, well, I'm not going to force you. I'll just tell it myself.
Jesus Christ, you can't be serious.
Oh, come on. It's a good laugh. When we were little, this prioress from the abbey used to come to the castle to teach us to read and write. She used to come early in the morning, and one time... she walked into Miro's chamber and caught him... I can't finish.
Oh, for Christ's sake. She walked in just when I was... playing with my hobby horse. That's all.
You were what?
Tugging his bone. Tug bone.
Yeah, hilarious.
She never came back to the castle again after that.
Maybe that's why you can hardly read.
Yeah, could be.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect. Not that.
I'd appreciate if you didn't mention it to anyone.
Naturally. Otherwise, we'd have to kill you.
Não, tudo bem. Eita.
I never...
I'm just yanking your pizzle.
Deus.
Tell anyone you like. It's a great story.
Jesus.
All right. I'll bear your offer in mind.
Thanks for rescuing me, Henry.
Look out for yourselves.
Bellatores. Tem alguma coisa de útil aqui? Não. A gente já deu uma bela de uma olhada em todos. Eles vão fazer acampamento agora aqui. Aliás, será que dá pra eu dormir aqui? Um pouquinho eu tô precisando. Oi.
Greetings. What would you like?
Soube que precisa de ajuda.
You need help with some dragon bones or something?
Yes, it's true. So everyone's talking about it already.
Actually, I only heard it from the innkeeper.
I might have known it. These innkeepers, they spread gossip like old fishwives. But you've come here to offer help?
Yeah. But first, you'll have to tell me what it's all about.
Ah, yes, of course. I need to quickly deliver a message to the Abbot of Sedlets and bring back a reply.
I've never been a messenger for the church before.
The ways of the Lord are mysterious. For instance, I'm traveling to Vlashim. I'm a messenger too. I decided to spend the night here, and, well, you can see for yourself. When someone discovers something like this, whatever it is, we have to deal with it straight away. It's a church matter.
So the message will be about the bones, will it?
Of course. But if you want to hear any more, you'll have to promise to help me.
I'll deliver your message for you.
Thank you. And as I promised, I'll answer your questions. What do you want to know?
Who's this message for?
It's for the head of Sedlet's monastery, the abbot. He's the only one who can properly assess the situation and decide how to proceed.
But they won't let me into the monastery.
You don't have to go in. When I was leaving Sedlets, the abbot was planning to visit a small church near Kuttenberg. A new parish priest, Tobias, took charge of it recently, so I suppose he wants to see how he's doing. In any case, the important thing is to deliver the message right into the abbot's hands.
Why do you need a middleman to deliver the message? You said you're a messenger yourself.
I am, but I'm headed from Sedlets to Vlashim, not the other way round. Besides, Folks from the village are already spreading all sorts of rumors about the findings. They come to me wanting to know what the bones mean. They're worried it's some kind of divine punishment.
Credo.
If I were to leave now, it would look like the church wanted nothing to do with it. And I certainly can't let that happen.
What else do you know about the bones?
A woodcutter found them and brought one here to show to the locals. Of course, the story spread like wildfire. People think they're dragon bones or something. I keep trying to explain to everyone there are no dragons in these parts. I mean, St. George killed a dragon, that's unquestionable, but I seriously doubt it was in the woods by Billani.
Why not? Maybe a dragon really did live here.
If that were the case, we'd have records of it, lad. All I want is to help the locals to not be afraid, so they can continue to live in peace and God's favor.
That's why you're writing to Sedlet's monastery.
Yes. I'm hoping the abbot can advise me how to solve this unfortunate situation.
Thanks. I think that's all I need to know.
You're welcome, son. Take care on your travels. Till we meet again.
Covil do Dragão, missão secundária iniciada. Entregue a mensagem ao abade.
There's this matter concerning the building of the church.
Yeah.
É você?
Father, may I have a word?
We're in the middle of an important discussion, my child. Can it wait?
Forgive me, but it's urgent, Father. I have a message for you from a monk in Billani. It's intended for you personally.
A monk in Billani? Brother Slava? He should have been in Vlashim by now. How did you come by that? Where did you find it?
Find what? What's happened?
This here,
Henry.
Henry brought a message that a dragon was found in Billani.
A dragon? A live dragon?
Just some large bones. But everyone believes they're from a dead dragon. One of the locals found them, some woodcutter. People are afraid another one will appear at any moment now. And this time, a live one. They're quite frightened.
Couldn't this fellow have made it all up? Or could someone have planted the bones there?
You think someone might be trying to mislead people? And the people of Billani in particular? That doesn't seem likely. Someone likely really did find something odd there. If the parishioners are uneasy and confused, we have to help them. And if this man made it all up, as you say, we'll see to it they stop believing all that nonsense.
Has anyone seen the bones? Do you have any proof?
That's all I know. In any case, I think Slava put everything important in the letter.
If it's true, and the people there really did find something, don't you think the king should be informed?
Why? You ask me. The people are in need of spiritual guidance. A matter for the church, in other words.
But I'm sure this find would interest His Majesty.
The king? Which one? Wenceslaus? Gerhard, I'm sure the favor you enjoy at court won't suffer if you spare Sigismund further headaches. Don't forget, you're still a member of our order, and the well-being of the church should be uppermost in your mind.
The good of the church is the most important thing for me, I assure you. But
Muito suspeita.
could this not also be of use to us? Yes, the whole of Billani is talking of nothing else. But if we actually had those bones, if everyone believes it, maybe they'd be a better use for the remains.
Olha.
That's enough.
Que cobra.
The fewer people know about it, the better.
Of course, you're quite right, Father.
Henry, you will make sure the
cobra.
bones are handed directly to Slava. Understand?
What will you do with the bones? Destroy them?
That isn't your concern. They just have to disappear. But since you're so interested, yes, I intend to destroy them.
I know you already discussed it, sirs, but wouldn't it really be better if the king was at least informed about them? He might want to see such a rare thing with his own eyes.
Indeed, that's another reason why the king should know.
We could take them to him together. When I find them.
Enough. I've already said we will not drag the king into this. No one knows what this really is, and the people in Billany are going out of their minds on account of them and ignoring our teaching. I do not intend to allow word to spread about any of this business. Do you understand me, Gerhard?
Yes, Father.
And as for you, Henry, this is not your concern. You have your task, so just make sure you accomplish it. Disobeying my instructions could be considered heresy.
I understand, Father Abbot.
Gerhard, show him out. God be with you.
Olha.
This way, then.
Esse cara tá meio suspeito.
That was quite a discussion, eh? The abbot isn't usually so stubborn. But it's... Hold on. Have you got a moment? There's something I need you to do.
What's it about?
It's an offer. It'll be worth your while. Shall we discuss it?
Sabia.
What's it about?
It's about this delicate matter of the bones. You might have noticed the abbot and I don't quite see eye to eye on this.
I noticed.
What I want to say is, I believe you people found dragon bones. You wouldn't make it up, would you? But I also believe it's inappropriate to do anything with such a rare relic in Billany. It would be put to much better use in other hands. So I'd like to propose a deal. You bring me the bones, and I'll reward you generously for them. What do you say?
And what's the catch? There's always a catch.
True enough. I just need to be absolutely sure I'll get the bones.
You don't trust me?
Oh, don't take it personally. I don't trust anyone. I always have a safeguard. So, however this conversation ends, you won't be the only one I send to get the bones. Then I'll pay whoever comes back with them first.
What do you want those bones for?
Don't concern yourself with that. I know a few important people who would definitely take an interest in this find.
What important people? Nobles? Wenceslas? Or Sigismund, perhaps?
Curiosity killed the cat, as they say.
You mentioned a reward. Are you talking about a lot of coin?
Enough for you to be able to buy whatever you want. I'm not in the habit of shortchanging the people who work for me.
What if I refuse? It all seems a bit suspicious.
Do what you think's best.
It's a deal. I hope it'll be a decent sum.
Like I say, you won't be left wanting.
Where will I find you?
We'll meet at the Traveller's Inn outside Kuttenberg.
É, tudo é meio suspeito, com certeza. Dá pra gente levar os ossos pra ele ou fazer que nem o que o padre disse. Oi.
I brought you a reply from the abbot, brother.
Excellent. What did he say?
He told me I should first go and find the bones and bring them to you.
That makes sense. What else?
Ele não
The
quer
abbot
que
doesn't
fale.
want the rumors to spread any further. That's why I'm supposed to find the bones as soon as possible.
Well, get to work then.
You're supposed to destroy the bones after I bring them to you.
Destroy them? Very well. I'll do what the abbot asks.
Do you know Gerhard? The abbot was just talking to him when I brought him your message.
I know Father Gerhard. Why?
I got the impression he'd like to have the bones displayed for all to see. For his own benefit. He also spoke about Sigismund and his court.
What's that schemer up to now? But if Gerhard really wants them, he'll do anything to get them. We have to hurry.
I think that's everything.
Very well. The woodcutter who found the bones is called Vashek. The find didn't do him much good. People are either making fun of him, or they keep pestering him. He wanted to make a name for himself, but this isn't what he expected. So he's rather bitter now. You'll have to go to him and convince him to help us.
Well, I'll get going then. Any idea where I should start looking?
Try asking at the tavern. That's usually a good place.
God be with you, worthy sir. Please forgive the intrusion, but I'm here on a rather pressing matter.
This isn't the time for that, lad.
You seem to have misunderstood me, sir. I have urgent business to attend to, and I need a little favor from you. I heard there's been some sort of discovery here. You wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you?
That sounds like nothing but a rumor to me, sir.
And who might you be?
Nobody important.
I see. In that case, you should probably leave, lad.
Oh? I think I'd rather stay.
Suit yourself, then. But stay out of our conversation. Let's get to the point, priest. Where were we?
I don't know what I can...
Stop your stuttering. Where in these parts did you find those dragon bones?
Sorry, I don't know quite what you want me to tell you. The dragon is an instrument of the devil. He is using it to delude people and spread terror and suffering over this whole domain.
For Christ's sake, get a grip. Stop rambling and tell me what you know.
The father here knows nothing. Leave him be. If you're interested in those bones, you can ask elsewhere.
Did I not tell you to keep your nose out of this? Unless you want me to teach you some manners by force, you'll hold your tongue, you brat.
Try anything, and we'll call the bailiff over. He'll decide what to do with you. And I'm sure you won't like it. The stocks? The pillory? I'll come and see you.
You're really starting to test my patience, lad. Now you're going to get your comeuppance. At him! You're mine!
Só vem. Bando de filho da mãe. É, desistiram. Desistiram ou bugaram.
Well, that's that.
For the love
Eles
of
se
God,
cagaram.
how could this have happened? How could someone be so violent and quite unnecessarily?
The only thing he could want those bones for are spells. And God knows what kind of experiments. He surely heard the rumors going around. And he wouldn't want to miss out on dragon's bones.
All is vanity.
What do we do, now that we know there are all sorts of people after those bones?
You've got to find the bones as quickly as possible and bring them here. We can't let that brute get his hands on them. Go and see Vashek the woodcutter. Maybe he'll remember the way there.
You all right, brother?
I'm fine, thank you. They didn't harm me. They had their hands full with you.
I'm glad you're all right. I'll be on my way.
May God watch over you.
Thanks.
Till we meet again.
Tá, vamos ter que ir rápido pra ser... Pra onde tá. Vamos falar com o Vashek. Oh, foi muito engraçado. Pô, tu pega eles, eu só tirei a espada e eles vão com a mãozinha pra cima. Ai, foi demais. Eu não sei o que aconteceu, mas... Os caras se cagaram. O cheiro foi longe. Cadê o cara? É você, né?
Are you Vashek, the woodcutter who found those weird bones?
Jesus, why the
fuck do you people keep bothering me about it? Are you never going to forget about those fucking bones?
What happened to you? Are you alright? Did you get beaten up on account of those bones?
What do you think? Maybe I ran into a door 20 times in a row.
Credo.
There was some fellas here. The bighead asked questions, and the other two gave me a battering. And what's it got to do with you, anyway? Leave me be.
Are you the fellow who found those bones? I need to know.
What the hell do you want from me? Aye, that's me. And now kindly piss off.
You say people coming to see you? Why?
To ask stupid questions like you. Where are them bones? Is it really a dragon or just some dead cow? Or, aren't you imagining it? Maybe you should lay off the booze.
Eu só quero saber onde você encontrou.
Can you tell me how to get to them?
Here we go again. So, you want them for yourself. For what? To sell them? Make magic? You know what? Go to hell.
Você vai fazer favor a si mesmo.
No, nothing like that. I'd take the bones away and have them destroyed. Once they're gone, folks will stop talking about them and they'll leave you alone. That's exactly what you want, isn't it? So help me out and you'll be left in peace.
I suppose you're right. What is it you want to know then?
Eu quero saber onde tá os
Where
ossos.
did you find the bones?
I'm not sure. It was somewhere in the woods, but I never went back there.
You don't remember the way?
Not exactly. I was just walking through the woods and stumbled across them. So I took one and scarpered.
You took a bone with you? What does it look like? Do you still have it?
Not anymore. I took it to show to the fellas, and they just laughed at me, saying I drink too much. It was one of the smaller ones, but still pretty big. Too big for any animal I know of. I decided to smash it to bits with an axe as soon as them strange fellas started showing up here.
Can you at
Descreva o
least
caminho.
describe the route to me? The parts of it you remember?
Well, I was working in the woodcutters' camp, not far from Belani here. And after work, I thought I'd walk along the stream that flows through there. Then I went along the path towards Rabstein. When I came across the ford there, I followed the left creek upstream.
So you didn't go as far as Rabstein?
No, I'm telling you, I was there because of the stream. And you come to it before you get to Rabstein. So I waded through the water for a while till I came to this rocky slope on my left. And then there was this massive rock in the stream. And I didn't feel like climbing over it. I'd gone a long way by then, so I thought I'd go back home. I climbed out of the stream and went left up the hill and across this little glade towards Mesoles.
Is there anything you remember about it?
You bet there was. There was a huge tree stump and lots of mushrooms around it. I picked a couple. Then I went around some thick bushes and headed on towards Mesoles. I went past a few fallen trees all the way to this old hunting hide. Nobody uses it anymore, and it's nearly collapsed. There, I saw boulders on the slope below me, off to the left. I walked alongside them till I reached a clearing, and that was the spot.
What did the clearing look like?
Ordinary. Pretty big. Sand and stuff.
All right. Thanks.
Eu acho que já tá ok já.
Thanks for your help.
Pelo caminho. Porque eu não quero demorar muito, porque vai que os outros chegam primeiro.
Yeah, whatever. Just don't bother me again.
Tá. Vamos lá. Onde? Leve os ossos para Gerard. Venha pra cá.
This is the camp. I'll start from here. Now to head towards Rabstein till I hit the stream.
Tá, esse é o acampamento. Aí a partir daqui, eu preciso... Nossa! Tem que seguir o rio. Então, vai estar em algum ponto aqui desse rio todo. Pelo que eu entendi. Então, eu vou seguir o rio daqui até aqui. Aí depois eu vou pegar aqui, até o final. Aqui. Caraca, você viu de longe, hein? Nossa, tudo sujo. Ih.
You just won't give up, will you? One rather hoped that you would have comprehended the foolhardiness of getting in my way. How is one to achieve anything when one's endeavors are constantly hindered by tiresome obstacles? I don't care much for obstacles. I found the best policy is to remove them, once and for all. I'll tell you what we'll do now. You will leave me everything you've found, and everything you have with you. Your weapon, too. You'll have no more need of it anyway. And in return, my men won't cut your throat. You'll merely lose some parts you can manage without. I'm not a barbarian after all.
Sir.
You'll have time enough. What is the fucking matter?
Good day, gentlemen. I have orders from the highest authority to secure this find here. I will ask you all to disperse quietly. I'd rather avoid any unnecessary bloodshed, but we will not leave this place without those bones.
Tá uma confusão agora.
Regrettably, sir, I cannot comply. I will have my prize.
You would defy me.
Perhaps you can offer something of equal value in exchange.
We're not haggling in the marketplace. This is an order.
You can give orders to your rabble, sir, but not to me.
Look, no one needs to get hurt here. Let's talk it through and figure something out.
Vamos lá, agora é o momento.
Let's not be too hasty here. There must be some way we can solve this without gutting each other.
Horseshit! Take a look at yourselves. You think I'm going to believe you're interested in a peaceful solution?
You're right. I'm not.
We're all here on account of these bones. Why, for God's sake?
Don't you understand what these bones represent? The things that could be made from them would have incredible value and power. With them, nothing could stop you.
And you want to sell them, do you?
What do you know about it, mercenary?
Mercenary? I was sent here by the supreme dignitaries of our order.
Ooh.
These dragon bones will be our rarest acquisition, but you don't need to know anything about that.
Order? What order?
Ah, for God's sake. They're just another band of deluded, impoverished knights who only got some fancy-sounding name from Sigismund.
How fucking dare you? What are you doing here?
I'm here at the behest of the Abbot of Sedlitz, who wants the bones destroyed to prevent the spread of heresy.
So that's why you were with that monk. Then you might as well run along home. The word has already spread far and wide anyway.
How did you find this place?
All I had to do was ask the drunkard from the tavern. He was damned belligerent, and then he started insulting us. But soon enough, he realized what was what.
I know him. We worked out a deal that benefited both of us. I found out where to go, and he got to keep all his limbs attached.
Olha que desgraçada.
Christ, we can make a deal.
What? No. You have no idea what this is about. I don't intend to leave anything to this fucker. I'd
Eu
rather
também
put
não.
it to the test whether he's as skilled with a sword as he is with his mouth.
I see you have no idea how mistaken you are. I'll enjoy this fight. There's a good reason I pay for the best bodyguards.
Then
Cadê
we'll give
eles?
ourselves better odds.
Eles
Hey,
sumiram.
young fella, come and join us. Once we get rid of this loudmouth, we can come to an agreement. At least you'll listen to reason.
You'll try to conspire against me? Right in front of me? Unbelievable! Consider this. You help me, and I'll let you go. That's fair, isn't it?
Podemos dividir. Prefiro matar todos vocês. Não vou me Oh. Podemos dividir entre a gente. Prefiro matar todos vocês. Não vou me juntar a ninguém. Fiquem com os malditos ossos. Oh, meu merda.
Oh, enough with the prick measuring contest. For fuck's sake, can't you see this is going nowhere? All I hear is a lot of tough talk, but nobody's backing down. Do you want to leave these bones here and go?
Never.
And you?
Absolutely not.
And I'm not going to join either one of you. I'm not a fool. The fight will end, and whoever wins will finish me off. Unless you want to stand here till Judgment Day, each of us is going to have to compromise.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said no.
Be quiet. Have you got a better idea, you blockhead? Everyone's just hissing and spitting. But we all know that none of us has a chance of defeating the other two. And there's more than one bone here.
Where are you going with this?
Take one and do what you like with it. And you have orders to bring back the bones. Only no one knows how many of them are buried here, right? You can say you searched the whole place and found only one. You'll return victorious. And I'll take one for the abbot. No one will be any the wiser. And we won't have to kill each other. Damn it. If each of us brought back one bone from any old carcass, everyone would believe they're dragon bones after all this fuss. Don't you get it? We get what we want, and no one has to get hurt.
I can't deny...
Passou?
You have got a point.
It's
Você tá me zoando que passou.
for Christ's sake.
All right. I'm willing to concede that. It seems fair.
Well?
All right, then.
Sério que isso passou?
Excellent. So each of us will take a share and go his own way. And I hope our paths never cross again.
So do I.
Goddamn stupid orders.
Isso passou. Você tá me zoando. Nossa, isso realmente passou. Aliás, eu estou com um problema. O jogo não entendeu quando eu disse que eu queria o meu cachorro de volta. E o meu cachorro tá preso em algum lugar que eu não sei onde tá. E eu preciso buscar ele. Este é o problema. É um belo de um problema. Eu não sei onde tá meu cachorro. Então, eu vou fazer o seguinte. Eu vou voltar, entregar as coisas que eu tenho pra entregar e encontrar... Ah, meu cachorro tá aqui. Eu encontrei. Então eu vou me transportar pra Denemark. Vou pegar meu cachorro que tá aqui parado. Não sei por quê, o que ele tá fazendo aqui parado. Mas enfim. E aí depois eu vou vir pra Bailane pra entregar os ossos. Mas eu tô na dúvida. Porque o outro cara é meio escuso, entendeu? Eu não queria entregar pra ninguém. O máximo que eu poderia entregar é... O máximo que eu poderia entregar é pro... O que você quer?
Let's just take it easy. I'm not looking for any trouble.
Smart lad.
Sai daqui. Quero pegar o cachorro. Licença. O melhorzinho pros ossos seria realmente com o capitão, com Sigmund, entendeu? Capitão do Sigmund. O do Sigmund é uma bosta, mas pelo menos os ossos iam estar lá protegidos, entendeu? Esse Girner, eu não sei o que ele vai querer fazer com os ossos. Então, eu duvido que vai ser coisa boa. Esse outro lá, disposto a matar todo mundo pelos ossos, também não vai fazer coisa boa. Eu não queria dar esses ossos pra ninguém. Só que se a gente der esses ossos pro padre, o padre vai destruir. Porque assim, é bem interessante essa quest, porque mostra o que o... como fala? O que o pessoal fazia quando encontrava sítio arqueológico. Entendeu? Porque imagina, nessa época, dá um negócio, desenterra, como fala, desenterra um bando de ossos de dinossauro. O pessoal não era assim muito fã da ciência, entendeu? Então você olhar uma coisa dessa, parecendo um monstro que você nunca viu na vida e que não existe, o pessoal naquela época não sabia do que era um fóssil. Então eles achavam que eram ossos de dragão. Entendeu? Por isso que muitas lendas que surgiram por causa disso. Simplesmente porque eles confundiam ossos de criaturas pré-históricas e achavam que era coisa de lenda, essas coisas. Inventava essas bodegas. Então, querendo ou não, o que a gente tem em mãos é um pedaço de história. Então não é uma coisa pra ser, como fala, não é uma coisa pra ser vendida, nem destruída. É uma coisa pra ser estudada. Mas quem disse que alguém queria estudar alguma coisa nessa época? O que eu não gostei é que o jogo não me deu opção de me aliar ao capitão, entendeu? De uma maneira que eu conseguisse dar todos os ossos pra ele. Porque pra mim eu acho que seria o melhor, entendeu? Só que o que acontece? Como o capitão levou um pouco, o cara levou um pouco e eu não confio naquele cara, outro do Gerard, então eu vou ter que falar com o Slava. Tô aqui por causa dos ossos.
Excellent, my son. So you found them. Where are they?
Tenho todos os ossos. Mentir dá só uma parte.
It was a tough job getting them, but I did it. I have all the bones I found there. Quite a lot of people were interested in them. I had some trouble with them, but nothing I couldn't handle.
God bless you. Now I can carry out the abbot's wishes. Did you really run into people who were looking for them?
I did. It seems the word spread like wildfire.
It's high time we put an end to this problem. Show me.
Here they are. What now?
I'll take care of it now. I'll get rid of these bones.
How? You want to burn them?
Yes, but I'll keep it to myself where I'm going to do it. Thanks for your help. It really was a higher power that sent you to me. And you've made a good name for yourself with the abbot, too. I shall tell him everything.
Thank you, brother. God be with you.
And with you. Till we meet again.
Infelizmente, Covil do Dragão eu tenho que me... como fala? Infelizmente eu tenho que me desfazer de um pedaço do dinossauro, na verdade, né? E não um dragão, um dinossauro. Deu pra ver muito bem. Fazer o quê? Ai, santa ignorância dessa época. Eu falo assim porque eu gosto muito de dinossauro. Quando eu era criança, nossa, quando eu era criança eu amava dinossauro, sério. E ver esse tratamento que a igreja dava pros ossos é repugnante. Será que dá pra eu comprar uma caminha aqui? Aqui tem um ponto de interesse. Vêndula de Mikush. Alfaiataria e suporte de secagem. No meio do mato. Caraca.
Hey, Goodman. Can you come here a moment? Please, help.
Sim. Posso sim.
Do you need help?
Thanks for stopping here.
Hmm.
My husband Mikush hasn't returned from Billany. Me and Vendula are awfully worried about him.
Preciso saber mais.
I need to know a bit more. What's your name?
Svatava.
I'm Henry. And Vendula would be...
Our only daughter.
And your lost husband is Mikush?
Aye. Since we've been living in this hut, he's been going to work to Billani.
When did you last see him?
He left a few days ago. He's never been away this long.
What job did he do in Billani?
He's a damned good tailor. But besides that, he does odd jobs around the village. He always brings whatever he earns here. Mostly food. The little we manage to grow here isn't enough.
Why don't you look for him yourself? Billani isn't that far.
I can't. I've injured my ankle. I can't walk that far.
What happened?
I twisted it when we were running away from the soldiers through the forest. It's better now, but it still hurts. It would take me half a day to limp to Billani.
So why don't you send your daughter?
By herself? Are you mad? She's young, inexperienced. Something might happen to her.
Did your Mikush have any enemies you know of?
Enemies? No. He's a nice man. He never hurt a soul. Maybe he's a bit too nice. He trusts everyone. I'm worried someone might have tricked him into something.
What do you mean?
He thinks people are good deep down. I don't think that. People can be right bastards.
Tá
That's why I'm
certo.
so worried about him.
Do you want me to find him?
You do that for me?
Sim.
Yes. Don't worry. I'll find him. Where do you think I should start? In Billani?
Aye. Ask about him in the tavern. He wears a fine embroidered hat. Everyone will remember him.
Why
A
are you here?
herança.
In the forest?
We had a big house in Messales. But then Sigismund's mercenaries decided to burn the village to the ground. Mikush, Vendula and me all escaped at the last moment. The others weren't so lucky. It was hell on earth. You can't imagine the terror.
I'm from Skalitz. I reckon I can.
You can. I don't know. In any case, we ended up here. At least we had some roof over our heads. But now, I don't even know what'll happen next.
Why did the soldiers attack your village?
Why? Good Lord, such a question. They didn't ask us anything. The worst thing is, the village paid some mercenaries for protection. But they took off the moment they saw horses kicking up dust on the horizon. I'm glad old Svartosh, my father, didn't live to see it. His heart would have burst.
How are you getting along here?
Now, quite miserably. I hope you find my Mikush soon. We won't be able to go on without him.
I'll try and look for him.
Oh, bless you, kind soul. And good luck.
Obrigado, tia. Aliás, você faz alguma coisa?
Looking for your husband. I've had no luck so far.
You won't find him here, lad. You should go to the tavern.
I'm off.
Hurry.
Não, por enquanto não. É, porque aqui é cabana de artesão, então... Mas se bem que eu acho que deve ser o... Coisinho. Vamos lá, vamos procurar. Ó, tem uma cabana de artesão bem longe aqui, eu vim aqui. Tava na curiosidade, porque eu tava vindo pra Miskovist. A gente volta pra Bellani e vamos ver o que tá acontecendo. Qual que é a... Eu não lembro qual que é a cidade que eles queimaram, que o pessoal fala. Entendeu? Que tem uma cidade que eles torraram. Tem uma cidade aqui que eles torraram que tá aqui. Entendeu? Toda desgraçada tem uns baús escondidos aqui. Tem umas coisas aqui, umas casas incendiadas. Eu vou dar uma olhadinha aqui no que tem, entendeu? Depois. Vou vir aqui e vou dar uma pesquisada, já que a gente já tem essa parte aqui. É que assim, o ruim é que o cara, ele tava... O Sigmund, ele tava acostumado lá no canto dele a tratar as coisas com muita violência, porque era assim na cultura dele, entendeu? Então, lá tem que resolver tudo a ferro e fogo e na desgraça. Aí quando trouxeram ele pra tentar resolver a bagunça que tava, porque o outro é um bundão, o Venceslau é meio um bundão, só quer saber de farra, o cara já chegou aqui descendo cacetete em tudo, entendeu? Porque é o que ele tá acostumado a fazer. Entendeu? Errado ele não tá, certo ele não tá. Entendeu? Porque aqui ele deveria ter feito com a cultura daqui. Não ter vindo trazer os Kumano aqui para simplesmente arregaçar com tudo e fazer o que ele tá fazendo. Se ele quisesse ajudar o irmão para trazer a hora, ele ia ter sido mais diplomático. Só que ele não tá acostumado a fazer as coisas mais de maneira mais diplomática, entendeu? O quê? Preciso saber quem é ele. Ah, eu acho que é porque eu atropelei uma senhorinha. Ou não. É alguma coisa esquisita. Tem que falar com o... Sempre os taberneiros, porque os taberneiros são fofoqueiros.
Lord be with you.
I'm looking for one
Mikush.
fella. His name's Mikush.
Mikush? Doesn't ring a bell.
They say he
Nunca
wears
sabe
a fancy
nada.
hat.
Ah, the Hatter, of course.
Ah, bom.
He's not from around here. He started showing up a few months ago. Just for a few days at a time. Sometimes he'd sleep here.
I hear he made his living as a tailor in the village.
I don't know anything about that. He never offered me his services. He seemed to me like an ordinary, decent guest. He drank a few beers, played dice.
He played dice? With who?
I don't get a moment's rest around here, my good man. I don't have time to check who the guests are talking to, but he must have played with Chernik. He's our champ. I'm sure he'll tell you more.
Tá. Vamos perguntar pro Chernik. Quem que é o Chernik? É você, né? É você.
I'm
Olá.
looking for someone. His name's Mikush.
Mikush? Never heard of him.
I've been told he wears a...
Fancy hat?
Exactly.
I've seen him around here. But I don't see why I should talk to a stranger about another stranger.
The innkeeper told me that you definitely played with Mikush.
Aye. I do like a good game of dice. But I'm not telling you anything else about him.
Why's that?
Because I don't know you. Like me ma always said, never talk to strangers. Come on, let's roll some dice instead.
Então, a família dele tá procurando.
Mikush's family is looking for him. His wife and daughter. They're worried about him. They're refugees from Messeles, living in a hut in the woods. They've lost everything, now even their provider. Can you live with that on your conscience?
Look, I wouldn't wish ill on anyone. And all right, I do know a bit about him.
Tell
Não
me.
quero jogar dados
I've
agora.
known Mikush since the first moment he showed up here to play. Unsurprisingly, the bloke looked like he couldn't count to 5. I thought I'd found an easy mark. But man, was I wrong. He's a great player. And that kind of praise means something coming from me. He knows when to bet everything on the final roll.
So he won a lot?
Aye, for a while. Until his luck ran out. Then he started borrowing. One time he got so desperate, and maybe had a few too many beers, he started going on about his buried fortune in Messeles, saying he'd surely pay back anyone who lent him money. Ha!
Did anyone lend him anything?
Aye, and Mikush won everything back.
And did he pay back the money he borrowed?
Of course, every last groschen. He was laughing the whole time, too.
What about that buried fortune of his? Did he ever mention it again?
The next day, he claimed he made it all up, saying he just had too much to drink. Only nobody believed him.
Did anyone seem particularly interested in his fortune? Someone who'd want it for himself, and would go after Mikush because of it?
Everyone was interested in it, but Mikush never talked about it again. Besides, that village is burned to the ground and full of rabble. Messeles is an awful mess. That rhymes!
When did you last see Mikush?
A few days ago. He was playing against that hired hand, Drat. Drat lost and didn't have enough money. They left together, and Mikush hasn't shown up since. That's pretty suspicious now that I think about it. That Drat bloke's an odd duck.
What do you mean, odd?
I've heard
He's been dealing with some bandits. You'd better have a word with him. But be careful.
Where can I find this drat?
Somewhere in the village. I reckon he'll be at the farm he works at. Well, technically, because he's a big fella and looks strong, they made him into something like the village catchpole. But to tell you the truth, he's less a catchpole and more just a regular farmhand pretending to be a catchpole.
Where can I find this drat?
I already told you. At the farm or somewhere in the village.
I'll go have a talk with Drat then. Thanks.
Don't mention it. And if you ever fancy a game, you know where to find me.
Tudo bem, mas não agora.
Sir?
That beer!
Tudo bem, mas não agora. Eu preciso descobrir... É aqui, nessa casa do lado, né? É você?
You're Drat.
Aye, that's me.
Can I ask you something?
Ask away, but do it fast. I don't have all day.
Do you know a fella by the name of Mikush?
I don't know any Mikesh.
Nah, knock it off. I hear you left the tavern together. And no one has seen Mikush since.
Oh yeah, that fella. We were heading in the same direction, but then went separate ways. That's all I know.
You certainly know something about Mikush's disappearance, and you should talk.
Should I? Why's that?
Deveria saber com quem tá falando. Ele tem família.
Mikush has a family waiting for him.
What's that got to do with me?
I don't believe in coincidences. Mikush was last seen with you. So that means...
Means what?
It means you should stop dragging it out. What did you do to that poor man?
Me? Nothing, I swear.
So who then?
It's not my fault. It was Hanka.
Mas você sabe então, né?
Who's this Hanka woman?
Hanka's not a woman, but a man. We've known each other for years. He was a hired hand in Messalus. Certainly know what happened there. The horror.
Fiquei
Not long
sabendo.
ago, he came to see me. Said he was the only survivor from the entire village, but I know that wasn't true.
Because you met Mikush?
I thought he'd be quite happy that someone else got away, but he was actually quite upset about it.
What do you mean, upset?
Well, you could see it on him, all nervous like. Seemed to me like it was rubbing him up the wrong way. That Mikush, of all people, survived.
Interesting. Did he tell you anything else?
I didn't ask him any more questions.
So, someone comes to see you, acts all odd, and you don't ask any questions? I don't believe you. You must have had a normal conversation, seeing as you're old friends. And he had to have told you something.
Well, I understood he quarrelled with Mikush and his family about some money, a family inheritance. Nothing unique there. It happens in every family, so I didn't pry any deeper. Then he said he'd like to talk to Mikush and whether I could set up a meeting.
Porque ele não foi ver Mikush sozinho.
Thanks to you, he knew Mikush frequents the tavern. So why didn't he go and find him? To talk with him?
I don't know.
Damn it. Come clean. You must have asked him the very same question. So you know the real reason. Admit it.
Hanka told me he'd joined up with some bandits, so he didn't want to show his face in the taverns. It wasn't so long ago they robbed a merchant here. I reckon he was afraid someone might recognize him.
So he wanted to rob Mikush?
I really have no idea. Hanka didn't tell me. I just wanted to help out an old friend. I didn't know what he was up to. What the hell do I care about some strange fellow with a funny hat, damn it? Hanka told me to take Mikush outside the village and then he'd meet him there. But he said Mikush couldn't know about him, and he left figuring out how to do that up to me. So I played dice with Mikush. He's damn good, so I had no problem losing a few games. In no time at all, I owed him quite a few quotient. I told him I could pay my debt immediately, but he'd have to come with me to my hiding place. He didn't blink an eye. He's damn trusting, given how things are today. I took him a little way outside the village, told him I was going to take a piss, and then took off. And that's all. I don't know anything else.
Where did you take him? I want the exact location.
Here, just outside the village, on the way towards Missalus.
Are you trying to lie again, Drat? If he wanted to settle a family dispute with Mikush, he wouldn't have lured him outside the village for a chat. Unless you want to piss me off, you'll tell me the truth. Now.
All right, fine. It was a bit further away from the village. Actually, it was quite far.
Where were you supposed to take Mikush?
A crossroads by the forest, on the way to Missalus.
Nossa, ele tá cantando bem.
Actually, almost right by Missalus. A little beyond the woodsman's camp. Just go straight. 2 roads intersect there. It's the only proper crossroads on the way.
What happened at the crossroads? I want the truth.
Well, as I was saying, I took Mikush there and told him I needed to take a piss. Then Hanka jumped out of the woods with some bandits. They grabbed him. He began to scream, but there was no one around to hear him.
And what did you do?
I didn't wait to find out what would happen. I ran.
What did Hanka promise you for bringing Mikush to him?
Nothing. I did it out of friendship.
Nossa.
Are you trying to lie again? All right. He said he'd give me part of the buried inheritance.
So Hanka wanted to get his hands on that inheritance the whole time?
I reckon so.
He felt the family owed it to him, but I don't understand why.
Family. Skeletons in the closet. You never know.
How long have you known Hanka? Since you're such good friends.
We go back a long way. As youngsters, we'd beat the shit out of each other in the Missalus tavern. As it often goes, we ended up becoming friends over a beer, you know? But I haven't seen him since I've been working as a catchpole. Not until now, that is.
Well, if you were such good friends, you must know more than you're telling me.
Caraca, esse cara não fala nada.
But it's not important.
Every detail is important.
Eu tenho que ficar forçando ele a falar.
Listen up. Hanka always had one big problem. No woman would have him. He's always said it's because he's not rich. But he's just a hired hand. As if a hired hand can't shag. The stories I could tell.
Não, obrigado. Direto ao ponto.
His cousin danced with him at a feast. He was like a new man. He wouldn't stop talking about her. Vendula this, Vendula that. As if he was in love with her. And then, all of a sudden, nothing. He never mentioned her again.
Where might Hanka be now?
I only know what he told me. That he ran off into the forest. And that's where he joined up with those bandits. He bragged about how they made him their captain.
I'm not wasting any more time with you. God only knows what Hanka's done to Mikush, and you're responsible for it. Be ashamed. You sold out an innocent man for a handful of groschen. Sickening.
I'm truly sorry.
Being sorry won't help. You're a snake in the grass. You deserve punishment.
Please, don't tell anyone. No one can find out.
All right. I won't tell anyone. You have committed a grave sin, but if you show remorse, God will forgive you.
Thank you. I'll never do anything like that again. I swear. I'll pray and go to church and...
Enough already. Farewell, Drat.
Já falou muita merda. Já fez muita merda. Tá, onde é que ele levou? Caraca! Que mijada, hein? Olha isso! Ô, louco! E o cara simplesmente foi seguindo, numa boa, numa tranquilidade, todo esse caminho. Ih, tem sangue ali.
Blood. And quite a lot of it, too. It looks like they dragged that poor wretch further. I'll have to find out where. That must be Mikush's hat. It looks like it fell off when they dragged him into the woods.
Já sabe o que vamos fazer, né?
They took him. Track.
Vai lá, meu filho, vai lá. Eu não sei se o cara vai estar vivo. Eu duvido que ele vai estar vivo, na verdade. Cadê eles? Caraca, tá longe, hein? Tá bem longe. Ixi. Mais sangue. Eu tô vendo uma tenda. Salve micos.
It must hurt. You'd be in pain too. That Hanker is a real bastard.
If he'd have talked, this wouldn't have happened.
He didn't give him a chance. He should have given him a breather, not just burned him with a red-hot knife.
Did he get out of him what he needed? He did.
He got it all right. But the tailor here's gonna croak, and we'll be fucked.
Well, it's not our fault.
You can't get that through to Hanker. We should have kept a closer eye on him. Sacra. What are we gonna do?
What do I know? Shit. I wish he'd stop squealing like that.
You'd be squealing too if you had a hole in your gut.
Maybe he's thirsty. Give him a drink.
Ugh. Christ!
You're in for an arse kicking, you piece of shit!
Simples, rápido e prático. Calma aí, meu filho, calma aí. Calma aí. Vamos lá.
Christ. He's on his last legs.
Inspecionar as feridas.
The burns look ugly, but something tells me they aren't the main problem. The stab wounds are worse. They're red at the edges and are hot to the touch. I think this wound is infected. I ought to do something about it. At the very least, clean and bandage it. Maybe a potion would help him. Something healing, that works fast. The better quality it is, the quicker he'll get better. Maybe some herbs would help him, medicinal ones. They help with healing. If I place them on his wounds and dress them, he could get some relief. I've seen enough. I think I know how to help him. I'll get him through this. I hope I can act fast enough.
What are we gonna do with you? I should clean that wound first.
Aguardente.
This'll sting a bit.
Ah! That hurts!
The wound is clean. That should stop the pus from forming.
Uhum. Colocar ervas na
I ought to put
ferida.
herbs on that wound.
Putz, eu não tenho.
But I won't do that now.
Pera aí, já
I'll be back.
volto. Deve ter alguma coisa aqui perto. Anaceto. E tem mais tanaceto. Será que a gente pode colocar isso?
Now it's time to try herbs. They could help you a lot. I have just the thing for this. Right. The wound is clean. You should be feeling better soon.
Dá uma poção.
I'll give you a healing potion. I'm sure it'll help.
Eu acho que precisaria ser alguma coisa forte. Entendeu?
This one should do the trick. Drink up. I should bandage it for you. I'll just wrap it tight. There we are. I'll pray for you. At least your soul will get some relief. How does it go again? All praise and glory is yours, Lord our God, for you have called us to serve you in love. Bless Mikush, so that he may bear this illness in union with your son's obedient suffering. Restore him to health, and lead him to glory. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Não consegue nem falar, coitado.
That's all. I'm sure he'll pull through. Mikush?
Who are you?
Henry. But that's not important now. What happened here? Why did they torture you?
I buried inheritance. I told Hanka that the only person who knows where our inheritance is buried is Svatala. And then he burned me. So much pain. I told him where he could find her. My God, he took his men and headed out for her. To the hut. You have to save them. Hurry. I'll follow you. Don't wait for me. Their lives are in danger.
Eita preula. Chegamos.
Whoa, whoa.
It's not my fault.
Let her go immediately.
Take another step, and I'll slit her throat.
Ai, meu Deus. Calma, calma.
Don't do it. Do you hear me? You'll be sorry.
Someone else is going to be sorry here.
For God's sake, talk to me.
Why are you sticking your nose into this?
Vamos conversar.
Calm down, Hanka. Let's talk this over. We can find a reasonable solution here. Give it time. You can't deal with everything in such a hurry.
Well,
I'm listening, but spit it out fast.
Solte e
Let
vamos
her go.
conversar.
We can talk this over. It's not your fault what you've done. You've gone through horrible things.
What could you know about that?
Believe me, I know. You're horribly angry and you can't control yourself. But no one else should suffer because of that. Talk to me. Peacefully.
Peacefully. All right. We'll do it your way.
Praise be to God.
Look, I know it doesn't look good, but I was in the right. The money they hid, it belongs to me. It's my inheritance.
I don't understand. You'll have to explain it to
E
me.
aí eu sei se eu acredito ou não.
Old Svatos was rich. He worked the fields all around Messeris. He built a beautiful house. He had many children, but only 2 daughters made it into adulthood. Svatova and my mother, Ludmila. When he was dying, he fucked my mother over and gave the house and all his money to Svatova and that tailor of hers.
To disinherit his daughter like that is strange, to say the least. Did he have a reason to do that?
Reason? Svatos hated my father. He was just your average poor commoner, but that wasn't good enough for his high and mighty self. Svatova and Mikush got married off in Kuttenberg at the Church of St. Peter and Pavel. But did they invite my parents? I was still little, but I remember he treated us like dirt. And not just him. We barely had any proper food to eat. Pa had to go work in the mines at Horsham for a few groschen. He ended up trapped under rubble there. He died a cripple. After that, no one even moved a finger to help us. Not Svatova, not Mikush, no one.
You're damn lucky I came in time to help, Mikush. Things might have ended up much worse.
I only wanted justice. Nothing more.
Drat told me you were attracted to Vendula.
That's not true.
Don't lie. I hear she danced with you. And you were over the moon.
I wasn't. I just... Not so many girls dance with me.
Because you're just a hired hand?
Well, she's my cousin. So I wasn't head over heels for her or anything. No way. I mean...
Casos de família aqui.
Who want me anyway?
I get it. You're alone and desperate. It's sad not to have someone by your side.
You're right.
But believe me, there is someone out there for everyone. It's God's will.
You think so?
Certainly. Try and pray more. And visit the baths. That's important.
I wish I heard that earlier.
But it's never too late to change, believe me. Look at me. I'm just an ordinary village boy.
You might be right.
Como sobreviveu a
Tell me one
Messolis?
thing. How did you survive what happened in Messeles?
Dumb fucking luck, I reckon. That band of despicable cutthroats. Once they made their way into the courtyard, all hell broke loose. Tried to defend ourselves, but everyone but me fell. So I fled to save my brother and mother. But it was too late. Everything was burning. I took off running and didn't stop until I was deep in the forest.
No matter what you've done, I must admit, I feel sorry for you. I know well what you went through. Your family? What happened to them?
No one survived. No one was expecting it. Once the soldiers entered the village, there was no escape. The captain got his eye on my brother, who worked with me in the courtyard. Franz was barely 15. He didn't stand a chance. I ran out to the fields for Ma, but they got there first. All I could hear was a screaming. And then it stopped. I lost everyone. But Svatva and Mikush didn't.
I'm sorry, but your misfortune gives you no right to harm others. How did you join up with the bandits?
My first night out, I slept under a tree. I was starving. So I went out hunting for mushrooms, but then I saw a fire. It was that gang. Captain Loiser was their leader, a big fella. They said they'd let me join if I beat him in a fight. So, I beat him. And they made me their leader.
And what about Loiser?
They buried him in a glade.
I reckon that was no great loss.
I don't know. We didn't really get to know each other.
If you felt aggrieved, you should have found another way. Violence solves nothing.
That's the first time I've heard that. You don't exactly look like the type of man that would avoid, say, torturing an enemy. Or am I wrong?
I need to have a good reason to get violent.
Are you saying I didn't have a good reason?
In any case, you should apologize. You put them through hell.
E eles não têm culpa. É o avô que tem culpa.
Conscience because of what they did to me. If they shared just a bit of their wealth, nothing would have happened to them. But they didn't. They fucked up my life. I'm poor and alone.
Enough talk.
Be reasonable. No one died in the end.
I said enough talk. I know how to end this whole unfortunate situation. Take what I said about rectification to heart and leave here in peace.
Very well. I was getting sick of the bandit life anyway. You'll never see me around these parts again. I swear. Farewell.
Só me dê jeito na sua vida. Se endireite.
Hey, Hanka!
Where's he going?
I have no idea.
That fella told him to leave.
Porque a culpa de tudo isso foi do avô, entendeu? O avô que fez que começou a briguinha da herança, pelo que eu entendi. E o moleque cabeça quente tentou fazer merda, entendeu? E aí, como é que vocês estão?
You both all right?
My sweet Vendula, did he hurt you?
I'm all right, Ma.
Thank God. Thanks for the rescue, Henry. And what about my husband? Did you find him?
I did. Hanka was keeping him in his camp. He was nearly a goner. I managed to treat his wounds.
His wounds? My God. What did those bastards do to him?
They didn't treat him nicely, that's for sure. But he'll tell you himself. He's on his way back now.
Hanka, that bastard. I hope he'll pay for all his crimes.
It's not important. What's important is he won't be bothering you anymore.
Well, if you say so, I'll believe you. And I thought seeing my own home burned to the ground was the worst thing.
We've gone through a lot, Ma. So much suffering. We have to leave this place. Get as far away as possible, as soon as possible.
Wait. Did you hear something?
I don't hear anything.
There! Again! Someone's outside. Jesus. It's those bandits. There must have been more of them.
Ma, take it easy. I don't hear anything.
Henry, go and have a look.
Será que voltaram? Eu ia olhar com calma, com tranquilidade. Ah, ele tá vindo.
It's not the bandits. Look who's come home.
Mikush.
Pa!
You made it here quickly.
I came as fast as I could. I nearly gave up the ghost. I was so worried about the two of you.
I'm so glad you survived. That horrible hunker tried to kill us.
I know. All because of the inheritance. He went absolutely mad.
If it weren't for Henry, he'd have killed Vendula. And then me.
That lunatic. Who would have guessed that about him? He used to be a good lad.
After all that, Henry let that good lad go.
Well, let's hope he never shows up here again.
Não vai.
I'm awfully knackered. I need to lie down for a bit. Will you help me?
Of course, Pa. Come and rest inside.
I reckon you're hungry too. Vendula, give him some gruel. It should still be warm.
All right. Come on, Pa. Carefully.
And the two of us should have a word.
What did you want to talk about?
I wanted to thank you for everything. You saved our entire family.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
As you might have figured out, everything that happened was all because of our inheritance, which I hid from the soldiers in Merciless. I understand you've done everything you can for us, but I wanted to ask if you could go and get it for us. You're a strong, capable man, and you don't scare easy, and it'll be worth your efforts. Trust me.
All right.
Vamos procurar.
I'll look for it. But you'll have to tell me where I'll find it.
Listen, I'll tell you everything. My memory's not as good as it once was. Our house is the third one on the right when you follow the main road towards Visoka. Anyone entering the village goes by our house. Must have been about 2 days before the tragedy. The neighbor boy ran over and started yelling about how something was coming, that he'd heard it from the patrol on the road. No one believed him, not even his pa. After all, why would soldiers attack a monastery village, one far from their camp? It didn't make any sense. That night, though, I had a strange dream. I tried to put out a fire, but the more water I poured on it, the bigger the flames got.
Credo.
So I decided to hide all our valuables. Only I couldn't do it during the day. I was worried someone would see me. I put all of it in a chest, loaded it onto a handcart, and waited till nightfall.
Por que você não
Why
fugiu
didn't you
logo?
run right away?
The neighbor lad wasn't exactly trustworthy. You know the tale about the boy who cried wolf? This one time, he ran around yelling a whole pack of wolves was coming.
But not a wolf in sight.
Not even a hare. But anyway, when night fell, I snuck out the back of our house with a handcart, making my way through the hole in the fence next to the compost heap. Mikush was supposed to fix that hole a long time ago. But as good as he is with a needle and thread, well, when it comes to other work, you can forget about it. At least it made things easier for me. First, I headed right. Then I turned left, up the path, around the neighbor's barn. It's outside his fence. I had to stop there, because the neighbor's little brat was still awake and wandering around. Fortunately, he didn't see me. So I kept going past a low wall where two paths cross. There, I went left. Once I was safely out of the village, a dog started barking at me, so I had to pick up the pace. Instead of turning right down the path, I went straight into the field there. That handcart was damned heavy, and it was rough going off the path. I crossed the field, making it to the woods, but the wheel got stuck there. I couldn't go any further, and it was pitch black. I lit a lantern and dug a pit to fit that chest. Took me forever. When I was done, I could barely walk straight. The sun was coming up. I left the handcart and shovel there and went back the way I came. I hope those directions are good enough for you to find it.
Why did you do all that work yourself? Why didn't your husband help?
The fewer people know about it, the better. I didn't want to leave anything to chance.
That's all I need. I'll go and find your inheritance.
Qual é a história? Agora eu tô curioso pra
My
saber.
father, Old man Svatos was quite wealthy, at least compared to the rest of the village. You see, he worked all fields and farms around here. He had 9 children, but only me and my younger sister Ludmilla made it into adulthood. And then, when he died, he left everything to me. He wanted to be sure, because with Ludmilla, he was worried she'd blow through all of it.
Why did your father disinherit Ludmilla?
She was quite flighty. She liked to have a good time, if you know what I mean. She was never without a man. Then she brought this hired hand home. Fanos was his name. She had to marry him, as she was in the family way. Svatos threw her out of the house without a second thought, heartlessly. And he never mentioned her again.
Por isso.
Why didn't you help Ludmilla then? Hanka said you didn't care about them. That you left them to starve to death.
That's not true. I offered to help her. I found her a job, but it was in vain. She was mad. Sometimes something came over her, like she was possessed. It was frightening, and it got worse and worse. It seems Hanka has inherited it from her. Those aren't the kind of people you let live in your house.
Ela tinha, acho que algum transtorno de personalidade, uma coisa assim.
Why didn't you help Hanka at least? He lost his father after he got hurt in the mines. He must have been desperate.
Fanos? A miner? Where did you hear that? He never stepped foot out of the village.
Ele
He drank
mentiu.
so much, he lost his job and then fell off a cliff at Zimburg. He's a common swindler, and he's delusional, just like his lunatic mother. I hope our paths never cross again.
How did Svatos become so wealthy?
He was a good farmer. When he was young, he worked on a big farm somewhere near Colleen and worked his way up from the bottom to become the custodian. But it's no coincidence he ended up in Mesoles. He was close with the old custodian of the Sedlets monastery. They were friends. Sometimes you've just got to meet good fortune halfway.
What did he do with such a large inheritance?
What do you think? I took care of it the way Pa wanted, so our Groshen didn't just roll away from us. So our Vendula would have a good life, a good dowry, and a good husband. At least someone as good as my Mikush.
I'd like to know more about Mesoles.
Those are sad memories.
You know, I've been through something similar. Sigismund's army burned down my hometown. Skalitz.
My lord! Thank God you managed to save yourself.
Foi por pouco.
Fortunately, very few of us were so lucky. My ma and pa stayed behind.
I'm so sorry to hear that. What would you like to know, Henry?
I know
Tudo, a
reliving
gente
it
precisa
isn't
subir a
easy,
eloquência. Tudo.
but I'd be interested to know how the attack unfolded.
Like I said, we were prepared for it, unlike the others. The soldiers came from the main road. First the horsemen. They cut down anyone who stood in their way. Then came the first flaming arrows, and the roofs began to burn. The horsemen then stormed the farm, and that's all I saw. May God save the souls of those innocent people.
You said you were prepared. So someone warned you?
I already told you, Henry. A few days earlier, the neighbor boy was shouting about how he had heard something was going to happen. And then, I had the strange dream. So I decided to get ready, just in case.
Ela foi esperta, viu? Ela foi muito esperta. Que ela podia ter deixado, ter ignorado.
Did you know where you'd flee to?
I did. I remember this old hut by Billany. A long time ago, the Lord's huntsman and his family lived there. When the forest fell under the ownership of the monastery, he had to move out. It was empty for years, and now it's our home.
What was Mesoles like before all this? Was it a big village?
I wouldn't call it big. Maybe back in my father's day, but not in recent years. As more and more silver started coming out of the mines, people moved to work in Kutenberg. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nobody left to work in the fields soon. But what can you do? That's a question for the custodian. And there's no reason to ask now anyway.
Was there anything peculiar about Merciless?
What do you mean?
Well, something worth looking for, I mean. Something the soldiers might have wanted.
They didn't attack us for our buried inheritance, that's for sure. They came for food and plunder. Though, on second thought, I heard something about a mysterious cave that's supposedly beneath Merciless. But I reckon that's just an old wives' tale.
Interessante.
What are you gonna do now?
I hope that inheritance brings us back the happiness we've lost. I hope our suffering ends soon, and we'll see better days again.
I'm going for the inheritance. I hope it's still there.
I'm sure it is. No one would ever think to look where it's hidden. Me, Vendula, and Mikush will wait here for you.
Onde que ela escondeu isso? Nossa, daqui já dá pra ver já. Olha isso. Daqui já dá pra ver os estragos. Como assim? Eu tô pesado. Pronto. Caramba, eu preciso dar uma descarregada aqui nos bagulho, porque não dá não. Tô muito pesado e aí eu tô nessa vila aqui. Isso seria... Mas o problema é que não tem ninguém aqui, então... Nunca me importasse. Nossa, eles detonaram com o lugar. Não sei porque que conta como roubo se a vila tá toda destruída. Olha isso. Nossa. Nossa. Já imaginou o fogo vindo assim, 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 e você só tem esse canto. E não tem mais nada. E você não tem pra onde ir, porque atrás de você tem paredes e você não consegue sair porque o fogo tomou a última saída que você tinha. Você só consegue abraçar se você estiver junto de alguém. Eita! Humanos.
Veled egy szempillantás alatt kész leszek. A fasz! Nem kellett volna felbasznod minket! Kégyen ezt a húst! Nem fogunk bánni! Nyeszerte fejére megy!
Ai, ai, ai. Pra trás, pra trás.
És ennyi volt. Csak nem vérzel, faszfej! Húzz a pokolba, te fasz! Baszni rá!
Droga. Seus merda. Peraí, vamos lá. Não. Deixa eu aproveitar uma Artemícia aqui. E mais uma crava. Ah, é mesmo? Tá dura porque você me desgraçou.
The lords are playing soldiers, and it's the ordinary folks that suffer. Just like in Scullets.
Sim, o foda do... Como fala? Deve estar por ali. O foda do Sigmund é que ele, pra economizar, que ele não tinha dinheiro suficiente pra manter guerra em 2 países, ele jogou os comandos e falou assim, vão... O que vocês roubar e matar à vontade, vocês podem roubar e matar à vontade, o que vocês roubar é de vocês. E aí acabou pagando eles com pilhagem, entendeu? Por isso que eles roubam pra tudo quanto é lado. São os filhos da mãe desgraçada. Ele trouxe as merdas do país dele pra cá. Isso foi o foda.
This is where Svatova took the handcart onto the meadow. The inheritance can't be far.
Estamos chegando perto então. O que foi? Cadê o cachorro? O que foi? Oh.
You're my doggy, eh?
Muito obrigado. Groschen, herança de família e tecidos raros. Olá.
I was in Merciless and followed your instructions.
And?
Encontrei. Uhum. Sim.
The chest was buried by the forest, exactly where you said. Next to the handcart.
My God! Thank you for everything. Vendula, Mikush, Henry has returned, and he found our inheritance.
Finally! Some good news.
Don't keep us waiting, Henry. Let's see what you have for us.
Entregar tudo. Entregar a estatueta, ficar com tudo. Entregar
Here's
tudo.
everything I found.
Vamos ser honestos.
Fabric, Roshan, and our ancestor? Nothing's missing.
This fabric's as good as new. Think of all the money this will make.
Finally, fortune smiled upon us.
It surely has. I told you that once our ancestor comes back to us, everything will be like it once was. Thank you, Henry. Here's something for your efforts. If you ever feel like learning something new, Mikush here would be glad to teach you.
So he teach me to play dice, eh?
You can't learn dice. You have to have it in your blood.
That's not what I meant. He's a tailor by trade, so he can show you how to mend your clothes.
I reckon I could. Stop by, Henry. I'll find time for you.
Ele vira mestre de habilidade. A herança. Tá se sentindo
So you're on
melhor?
your feet? You feeling better?
Thank God Vendula took care of me. So I'm feeling much better. Thanks for asking. I reckon it'll be a while before I dance again. But no matter. At least I can still hold a needle and thread.
Ah, devolveu o chapéu dele.
I found your hat. Here it is.
My hat? I thought I'd never see it again. I made it myself. It's the latest Italian style. You won't find another one like it. Thank you very much, Henry.
I'd like to learn something.
What are you interested in?
Artesanato.
I'd like to get better at crafts.
All right then, but it'll take a while.
Ótimo, tudo bem. Que bom que deu tudo certo. É, eu tô fedendo. Já apareceu o ícone já. Enfim, a gente já foi até Bailane. Bailane parece que não tem mais nada por hora. Agora seria... Então, essa quest por enquanto não tem nada aqui. Desapareceu do cara. Apareceu essa daqui, mas essa daqui... Eu não sei onde fica isso. É porque quando eu tava procurando, como fala? Quando eu tava procurando, eu só encontrei os outros dois que já deram missão e ninguém deu missão. Talvez isso daqui seja missão nova. Vou dar uma olhadinha depois. Mas agora, indo pro nosso, como fala? Indo pra nossa estrada, eu vou dar uma olhadinha aqui em Miskowit. Temos murmúrios em Miskowit e Tutdal. Não sei nada de Waisoka. Dá pra gente ir pra Waisoka. Dá pra gente ir pra Waisoka sem eu andar. Que ótimo. E aqui tem... Não sei falar o nome. Tem missão aqui. Rocha não tem missão aqui. Minas tem missão aqui. Isso é o que nós temos por enquanto. O irmão morreu. O outro foi resgatado. Mas ainda tem mais coisa nessa história. A gente ainda precisa aguardar, porque provavelmente vai ter continuação sobre esses dois. Eu quero saber muito o que eles estão carregando por aí. Curiosidade bate. Mas os ossos de dragão, bem, teve um destino um pouquinho complicado, um pouquinho complexo. E a herança a gente conseguiu resolver. Mas ainda tem algumas missões secundárias pra gente fazer aí na região antes de prosseguirmos. Só que isso só no próximo episódio. Eu espero vocês lá. Então se gostaram, deixa aquele joinha que é só clicar. Coloca um comentário falando o que você achou. Compartilha com os amigos que é muito importante. Se não for inscrito no canal, já aproveita, se inscreve e ativa o sininho para receber notificação dos próximos vídeos. Muito obrigado e até o próximo.